Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to another episode of the Elleven podcast. This your boy Nana speaking. Shout out to man like 5'7" all day, every day. Today, we got a guest in the building. We got Mvkeri. Sorry, am I saying it right? Aries.
Mvrk Aries.
Sorry, Mvrk Aries. I can't even get the guest name right. Sorry. So, yeah, today we got Mvrk Aries in the building.
That's all good.
What you saying, bro? You good? How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. To be honest, I go by my last name, Mvkeri.
Okay.
And my first name's obviously Mark. So what I've done is combining the two.
Okay.
And brought in the Aries. So I go by the name Mvrk Aries, yeah, which is quite similar to my last name, Mvkeri.
Mvkeri.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then to me, it kind of,
Me, I always got pronunciation issues, so right. I'm just sorry about that. I'm just messed up, right?
Yeah.
So how you been, man? How's this corona stuff been treating you and stuff like that, man?
I've been good, man. I'm just happy that I've been in good health since this pandemic has come out, and I've been able to instill physical training into like my daily routine. Okay. Yeah, so I feel good. To be fair, yeah.
Yeah, man. So how was your journey here and stuff? Like, was he cool?
Yeah, no, it was pretty good. It's a nice day today.
Yeah, the weather is on point, innit?
The weather was on point. Probably the best day of the year, to be honest, right now.
Well, I see people out there just wearing t-shirt and that.
I'm in a t-shirt today, and you see me out in a t-shirt. It says everything. I'll tell you, because I don't like the cold. Trust me. But yeah, my journey here was really good. I done a workout before I got here with my cousin.
Okay.
For about an hour and a half. So yeah, I feel really good. It's a nice day.
Nice one.
How about yourself?
Yeah, well, yeah, man. Journey here was alright, man. I just, you know what I'm saying, I just had to rush here quickly, get up, you know what I'm saying. I saw it was a lovely weather. It was bare hot though when I was coming here on the train.
It was quite hot. Yeah, surprisingly.
I don't trust England, bro. I'll still wear a jacket anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna snow at 6 p.m. Don't worry about
it. That's the thing about this country, bro. You try to get gas come out with no jacket, no nothing. You see, in the evening time, you get bare cold. This is for you lot that don't live in England. Do not walk around England thinking it's hot. You seen the sun out. Listen, you can switch very quickly. Now 1 minute is hot, the next minute, boom.
Honestly,
it's like you're fucking
bipolar. The weather's bipolar. It's got emotions, and it says, "Do you know what? Now I want to be cold." So yeah, I'm tired.
That's the thing about England. Alright, cool. So this is the first time we've been on the Elleven podcast. So I'm just gonna get into your story like from the beginning and just, you know what I'm saying, just to like for people that don't know who you are to like get to understand where you're from and your beginnings and stuff like that. So where was you born and where did you grow up and stuff like that?
Okay, well the first thing I want to say is I'm grateful to be on the show. Thank you for inviting me onto the show.
Thank you for coming.
I've been watching what you guys have been doing and what yourself you've been doing and putting out there, and I feel like it's very reasonable and positive as well. So I jumped at the opportunity to come on the show because I felt like I could give information that's relevant and important as well. So yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that, man. Appreciate that, bro.
Oh, it's all good, man. I was born and raised in London, East London.
Okay.
Come from Newham. I was born in Plaistow in particular.
Well, Newham General.
Newham General, yeah. I'm a
Newham General, baby. Stand up.
Basically, if you're a Newham General, then you already know. Yeah. I was born in 1992. That makes me 28 as of now.
Okay.
I'm going to be 29 this year on the 29th of May. So it's quite a special one for me. So yeah, from London.
Alright, so how was it growing up in Newham? Like, so how was it like for you? Like, for example, when you like started, did you grow up in like a 2-parent home? How was it basically at the beginning when you're growing up? From what you remember, anyway.
Okay, well, I grew up on an estate, and it was a quite rough estate, but it was a very tight community. So everyone knew everyone.
So what estate was that?
This is in Plaistow. I don't know if you've heard of a place called Chad Green.
Oh yeah. Come on, everyone knows about Chad Green.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I grew up there.
But it's true though. You're right. Not everyone will know, innit? You have to be from the area to know about Chad Green.
If you're from Newham, you should know.
Yeah. If you're new to Newham, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't know it particularly, but it's in deep Plaistow. Right now, it's like a new residential area. They've like knocked down buildings and created new, like a new environment, basically. But at the time when I was there, it was a very popular place, a lot of activity, a little bit rough, but I don't feel like I got to understand the full perspective of the area because I moved when I was 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you moved from Plaistow?
I moved from Plaistow when I was 11, exactly. And then I feel like I just enjoyed the whole growing up phase and if you know about what it's like growing up in London, like you play out, you knock for your friend, knock down ginger, stuff like that, you know, playing run-outs to whenever. So it was quite fun, to be honest. And then when I moved from Plaistow to Manor Park, life really changed. And obviously, I was in year 6 when I moved.
When you moved,
so I was in that transition period of going from primary school to secondary school.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a lot of change at one point in time. So yeah, it's quite different.
Okay, yeah. For those who don't know where Manor Park is basically still in Newham.
Okay,
it's like just another area in Newham.
Exactly. It's
so
another
it's still
area.
East London. Yeah.
Yeah, still East London, still Newham. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The way London is set up here, people always think London is just one little, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even when you're in Newham, it's still...
No, honestly, yeah, it's crazy. Like London, yeah, is actually so big, but it can be so
small at the same time.
Well,
yeah.
especially when you're confined to your area. That can just be your world, and that can be your London.
That's it.
That's all you really know.
You wouldn't even know what's happening everywhere else. But
really and truly. But until you leave your area and you start to like make trips and adventures, and you start to see that the world is actually bigger than what I know, and it's still within this district of London. So. As I started to travel out more as I got older, I started to see that, okay, there's actually more than what I know. And then it kind of just opens your eyes, broadens your horizons. So, yeah, Manor Park is quite a different area to Plaistow, but it's within the same vicinity, so it has similarities.
So what would you say was the difference when you okay, let's say you moved from Plaistow, okay, let's say your first day in Manor or your first month in Manor Park. How was it for you? Was Manor Park a place you was already familiar with at the time, or...?
I wasn't familiar with the place at all.
Okay.
I mean, to me, Manor Park was just a main road that had shops. That's all I understood of Manor Park.
Okay.
Like, I understood it was Forest Gate and then Romford Road and Ilford. That's all I knew about Manor Park.
So basically, you didn't even you never even knew that Manor Park was an area like that.
Honestly, I had no, and I feel like most people from East London think the same of Manor Park.
Okay, yeah.
Because you don't really know.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
You have like just like the main construct of the shops on Romford Road, and then just residential homes in the side roads. So there's not really much that the area has to offer. You know?
No, because Manor Park is an area we ain't got no banks, we ain't got no. Like we ain't got nothing but chicken shops and betting shops and
Thank you.
What else? Maybe one Tesco that came years after and shit.
They even took away the boots.
Do you know what I mean? They took that? It's gone.
The boots is gone.
Oh shit! I didn't even know that.
Yeah, recently.
Rah.
Yeah, so it's just pure chicken shops and betting shops.
And that's it. That's all that's been just coming out. Is that Manor Park is just like a chicken town central. A chicken shop closed, another chicken shop opens.
Trust
it's
me,
never
got
something
like
else.
2 Dixies in the space of how long? Like 100 meters. I don't understand it.
You know what I'm saying? And you never know. Probably all them chicken shops probably owned by like 5 families.
Yeah.
You get that's the thing.
Literally a whole conglomerate.
That's mad. Okay, so then. When you came to Manor Park, so what year would that have been? You said you was in year 6, so that would have probably been like...
It was in 2003.
Okay. So Manor Park in 2003, explain, because obviously me, I wasn't in the country then, innit? So I don't know how it was then.
Okay.
From what I heard people tell me that Manor Park was more like a predominantly white
It really was.
area.
It really was. It was different to how it is now.
Yeah.
So much diversity in the area now, which can be a good thing. I feel like at the time... When I was growing up in 2003, there was more of a community base around it. Like you would feel more like comfortable, just like knowing your neighbours, people saying hello to you, you know, activities happening within the area that you would be involved in. And it's quite different now, but at the time, yeah, you had more of like a white presence in the area. And I saw that as time went on, there was less of that. And there was a huge influx of like Eastern Europeans. This was in between the period of about 2007 to 2008.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a huge influx of Europeans, of Eastern Europeans in particular, that came and settled in East London. And there was a shift of people that moved basically into Essex.
Okay.
You know? Black, white, or Asian. There was a huge influx of people that moved away, and people moved into the area. So there was this change, and then this whole unknowing kind of feeling, unfamiliarity with people that you're around and you live with. So that kind of shifted the energy in the area as well. Maybe put people on edge a bit more. You know, with the fear of the unknown, when you don't know.
When you don't know, yeah. Because now all of a sudden there's a different type of people around and all of that, so you don't know how people think and all that.
Yeah, so people are a bit more apprehensive.
Okay, so then that kind of changed man apart. And also in Newham, like, what school did you go to and stuff like that?
Okay, I went to my primary school. I went to. Okay. I started off in Portway.
Yeah,
I went to Portway. It's in Plaistow.
Yeah.
If you're from Newham, you should know where Portway is.
Yeah, I heard about that. Because most men that went to my school actually went Portway, to be honest.
And then I went to St Anthony's.
Okay.
In Forest
Gate.
Yeah.
Okay, they're Catholic.
It's a Catholic school, yeah. And then from there I went to St Bonaventure's.
Okay.
I went St Bon's, quite a popular school in East
London. One of the most popular.
One of the most popular schools, an all boys school. Yeah. You know, it's a respectable school.
Very.
To be honest, and I feel like it does build you up in a certain type of way.
Okay.
Those 5 years can affect your life. But there's a way that the school carries its consensus to its students, which kind of embeds within you as a St. Bon's person. I can't really explain it too much, but if you went Bonds, you should know what I mean. Like you carry yourself in a certain type of way.
So basically, that's what I was even about to ask, because they always made it seem like Bonds students were like these superior, Bonds and St. Andrews students were like these superior students. They're always smart. They're dressed smartly. You can't go to school with your hair a certain way. So is that what you're basically talking about? Where you have to conduct yourself.
Yeah.
And it's basically there was more discipline in that school compared to most other schools. Would you say that?
I would say so, but I think it was more in a meticulous manner. So it wasn't necessarily about thinking that you're better than the next school or we think we're superior than other schools. I can't lie,
that's how I felt though. I felt like St. Bon's and St. Angela's always felt like they're better than every other school in Newham.
I mean, that's just perception. I hear you.
Even people that went there always felt like they're better. Oh, yeah, I got St. Bon's. You know what I'm saying?
You could carry it that way, but I think that's perception as well, you know? I think it just comes down to the teachers wanting the best for their students and just tweaking the minor things, you know, and making sure that every day you're making those changes to present yourself well. You know,
I can't lie that you do see the difference though, because you can't see a big difference between the Bonds and Angela student to you know what I'm saying, another school. You know what I'm saying? You just see the difference in the demeanor, the way even like our dress code to go to school. Like our in Rokubi, we can wear Air Forces to school and shit. Not that it's allowed, but you know what I'm saying? We can wear Air Forces to school and teachers will get away with it. Sometimes we'll have like mad hairstyles to go to school as well. Some people's hair is not even done. Like nappy, you go to school. But I see that in Bonds, you had to have a certain standard of look to go to school, or else you get sent home. Like, you know, I knew people that dyed their hair in St. Bonds and got sent home.
Yeah,
you know
exactly. I was going to mention at the time, you would think that it's a good thing that, of course, that they're building you up to carry yourself in a certain way. But again, like, we live in a world where like everyone's individualistic. We're all unique. You can't make people uniformed. People have personality, you know. So at the end of the day, people will always deviate and become how and who they want to be. You know, like, look at me now. I've got blonde locks.
Yeah, bro.
Back then, there's no way I would have been allowed in the school, like that, you know. But it doesn't necessarily have to take you into this conformity of how they want you to behave, but more just to instill better qualities as a person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, would you say? But either ways, though, I still never felt like St. Bon's and St. Angela's was, even though all this discipline was, they were saying, oh, yeah, it's a discipline school, all of that. Yeah. But I still felt like St. Bon's and St. Angela's students were still the same, like everyone else.
Course.
You still had your, like, if you think about it, some of the probably the most notorious guys at the time went to those schools.
Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? No, you know what? I won't deny that, and that's very true. But we have to remember that we're all humans, and we're all young. We're all young as well. At the time, it was young, 11 to 16 years of age. So we're all prone to immaturity. You know what it is about St. Bon's is that it allows you to consciously know the difference. You know, of how to carry yourself. You know, it kind of gives you that consciousness of doing the right thing, and constantly as well. So you know.
So basically it gives you the opportunity to know that there's this way and then there's that way, and then you basically then while you're in school, while you're finishing, and decide on how you want to be. Basically. And
then because there's so many exemplary people, it makes you want to go that way.
Because you see other people that are like in the sixth forms and stuff like
whether
that.
they're bad boys or not, they're doing well.
Well, yeah.
You know?
That's true though. That's one thing I've noticed, like, Buns boys, whether they're bad or not, their grades were always good.
Exactly.
That's one thing I always noticed about Buns boys. That's why my mum always wanted me to go Buns, man, but they never even let me in. Because they said that I haven't been baptized in that. You know what I'm saying? That they were saying that I haven't been baptized, so I can't get in and that. I tried to get a quick baptized thing done. It wasn't quick enough, bro. I tried to get a fake baptism certificate, everything sent from Ghana, but all that shit didn't work out.
Got one done. Why didn't you get that done?
I don't even know, man, bro. It was just like, I was just pissed the fact that they're trying to tell me I can't get in, because I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to go Buns badly.
Did you not go to the sixth form though?
No, I even tried to get into that. I didn't get into that, bro. My grades didn't make it. Bro, you know when you apply for the sixth form and they put you, there was a thing where at the time when you apply for the sixth form, your predicted grades, sometimes they will give you a spot, and then they'll give some people like the waiting spot.
Yeah.
And they gave me the waiting spot because my grades weren't gonna make it. But I just Buns was just never for me, I think. God didn't want me to go Buns.
Yeah. But you're here now, man. So
yeah. Well, they always used to make St. Buns seem like some superior school, bruv. Like,
to be fair, for me as a person, I think it was amazing for me because with it being an all-boys school as well, it kind of redirected my focus. And like, I don't think it's for everyone to go to a all-gender school. But for me personally, I would say that it just kind of it humbled me in a certain way to focus on what's important. Until from like when I came out of school, that's when I started like mixing with girls more and like.
But I still feel like you lot didn't have that lack though when it comes, because St. Angela's just next door.
Not in a way, but in a classroom setting.
Okay, yeah, but still, when classes are changing, at least you see some girls walking through the corridors and the sixth form girls.
It's fair enough.
Exactly, at least you lot see some girls. That's when I Roku, we ain't see shit.
Well, I'll be honest with you, more time we was preing the teachers.
Them ones. That's what all we had in Roku, bro.
To be fair, so it wasn't like we had that constant female activity around us. It wasn't like that at all.
Nah, in Roku was bad. Even when like the only time you was probably able to like have like a same kind of class type of setting session was in music, when they used to do like music thing where in Roku they used to link up with Sabanel in it to do this choir thing in it. So if it was in a music thing, you could have that.
Yeah, the chance.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
And even then they used to kind of block it out, like, you know, when the girls are coming into the school, it's fucked the way they did it. Like, even thinking about it now, it's mad. Like, they had some next thing barricade, like where when the girls are walking through, you can't see them, but you know they're walking through, but you can't see them. Like, that's how it was in Roku. Roku was mad.
See, I don't really understand all those tactics, man, because when you look at the mixed schools and you understand people come out fine, I don't see like why they're trying to create that divide so much.
Parents always think at a same gender school there's more discipline. Like, my mum always thought, if you go to a boys' school, there's definitely more discipline there. There's more this there. There's more that there. And also when it comes for the females, probably parents are thinking, if my girl goes to a girls' school, they'll be less likely to get with men and boys and all them shit there. But it don't make no difference, does it?
I can't really speak on that because I'm not a female and I never went to a girls' school. But
it don't make no difference,
bro. But I don't necessarily feel it makes that. If anything, it gives that young person an urge more to do. Want to do certain things.
Because it don't matter. Because even us, man, Roku, we finished school at 2:45. We'd be outside girls' school's gates, waiting to move to girls. So it was normal. Do you get it? And when girls at all girls' schools see a group of boys outside school, they get excited. You get it? But they ain't see no boys. You get me? Like, everyone's moving different.
I'll be honest with you, right? Yeah. And I got to see this firsthand for 5 years, right? And I'm glad I can say this right now, on camera, St. Angela's girls are and were excited. They are the most excited bunch I've seen on the face of the earth,
bro.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, you hear these girls on a bus. They're in the bus and you can hear them like it's a normal conversation right next to you. Bro. Like, you will hear these girls on the top of the street.
Trust me.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what it was.
I remember St. Angela's, they even had their own bus. I forgot the name of that bus.
6,
you know 7,
that bus?
8.
6, 7, 8, literally.
That bus was a fuck.
That bus was a party bus, bro.
Listen, I knew one guy that jumped on it once, you know.
Is it?
I was like, I thought that nigga was brave. I could have never jumped on that bus, bro.
Must have been swarmed.
Bro, imagine all of them girls, bro.
I can't deal with
at the time, I wouldn't be able to deal with that.
No, I can't. That's too much, I'm not going to lie.
But yeah, bro, me personally, I don't think going to all girls or all boys school will make you more whatever. It don't change nothing to me.
Not
personally.
Particularly, no, man. I don't think so. It kind of makes you a bit more reserved. Until you're ready to
open up. You get it? And then when you open up, it's just gonna be open from there. You get it?
There you go.
Okay, so you said that you grew up in Newham and you went to St. Buns. So obviously Newham, as we all know, when it comes like not everyone probably knows, but if you're from Newham, you know that Newham we have a very, very big issue with like gang activity. Like gang activity, crime, and you know what I'm saying? We've got loads of problems in Newham, innit? It's not hidden, like everyone knows this, innit?
Yeah.
So like, even if you're not fully in a gang setting in school, like you're always gonna be around that, innit? You're always gonna be around people that were part of certain crews and certain things like that. So how was that for you in St. Bonds? Like, how was it for you with like your friendship groups?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, like obviously, I was in quite a popular group in secondary school. I wouldn't say the most popular, because we was more like the dark horses of the year group. If that makes sense. Like we wasn't be at the forefront, but people know that like we do our thing. If that makes sense. So anyway, for us, like when beef would happen at the school, like people know to come and call my circle. You know, like we used to have trouble with some of the Asian boys. Growing up, I never really understood it. But
what, at the school?
No, outside
school. Okay.
Outside our school.
This even was the question I was meant to ask before you continue. So what you see in St. Bonds, I've always been curious. Were there like Muslim students in St. Bonds?
Yeah, there was Muslim Sikh students.
Serious?
Yeah, of course there were.
So how come they didn't want to let me in? Because I ain't got my baptism. I'm sure a Muslim guy didn't have no baptism.
You should have done your shahada, bro.
What? Well, you can get him with a shahada.
I'm playing, bro.
Nah, they finessed me then. You're telling me, because I always wondered this like, wait.
Nah,
I know there's Muslim people in them sixth form.
Yeah.
But I always wondered, are there actually Muslim students in St. Bonaventure school?
I had a friend, Sean, he was Sikh.
Okay.
Yeah, he used to wear his bangles.
Bangles, everything in the school.
Yeah, in the school. Do you know what it was, right? Yeah, the school had this policy of wanting to promote diversity at the same time.
Okay.
So they would invite people from other religions and backgrounds as well.
Okay.
A small percentage.
Okay.
But just to show that, yeah, we're still
accepting them. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
you understand?
Okay.
So that was a really good thing for us. And then they would respect the culture too, or the religion. Like when we would do our prayer before class or something.
Well, you had prayer before? What? You had to do prayer before class?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like, I said, like, before every class?
Donny, St. Bonds is about 200 years old. You got to remember, they've been following this regime for a long time. You understand?
So before class, everyone got to do like a little...
Yeah, we've got to do a little prayer. I can't remember the prayer now.
Oh, so it was like a set prayer?
It was a set prayer that was in your diary, in the planner.
Okay.
And if you didn't remember it, you just open your planner, it's there, you say out the prayer.
What, is that everyone individually or...?
No, we say it as a group, as a class.
Okay.
So these were the incremental things that embed inside of you. You know what I'm saying?
Like, before class, you pray. So then you put in your head,
do you know what I'm
prayer
trying to
is
say?
important. Yeah,
exactly. You know, can you see the importance of of how their methods can build you up as a man?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So now, I mean, I wouldn't say I know how to pray because of them, but I know how important prayer is because they assisted me in my daily routine.
Definitely, I definitely get that.
But yeah, it's really important. And when people from other religions would see us praying, they would bow their head in respect, they'll close their eyes, they'll cross their hand. And this really got us to integrate, you know? So when we leave school, we wouldn't find that differentiation with other religions and stuff. We're still integrating. Okay. You know? Okay. Right.
What do you mean? Okay, yeah. So as you were saying before I even bought into you, you were saying that the friendship groups in school.
Yeah, I mean, basically we had a few issues with some of the Asian boys outside of our school for some reason. Green Street was just round the corner from our school, and I don't know how this issue started, to be honest, but I think it was a race issue. Somehow it got brought up, and it was like blacks against Asians.
That was happening everywhere though.
And it was blacks and whites against Asians, and I was thinking, what on earth is this, bruv? I felt like it was the 70s or something.
American people must be confused. They're thinking, what, blacks and whites versus the Asians?
Trust me, bro. Like
that's how it is in London though. That's true.
Literally at the time.
That the white boys will always join.
Yeah. Because it's like, okay, we're in the middle, but then we're gonna back them. And I didn't know why they.
I never really understand why in our school as well, why they used to back the blacks. I never understood that.
But it happened. That's the way it was growing up, and then it was a bit daunting at the time. So you can imagine as a year 7 and you're leaving school, right? And we finished school at 3:30, 3:25. So it's getting dark at 4 p.m.
Yeah, 4 p.m.
So by the time you got to go back home and you're walking home and you see a huge, you bust the corner, you see 20 Asian dons. What are you gonna do? You're in year 7.
Obviously.
You're by yourself. You had detention. Yeah, you had detention. You've had 1 hour detention now. It's about 4:30, 5 o'clock. Yeah, you're on your way home. You see about 20 Asian boys. You're on your way back from school. You're in year 7, bro. You're shitting yourself. You're shitting bricks. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not much you can do, to be honest. So you just have to really be diligent and be careful. I had to be it, basically. When it got to a certain point when I was able to fully defend myself, I would do so necessarily in the time, you know, and we would defend each other as well. This went on to about year 11.
Yeah, that's shit.
It was a constant cycle, and we couldn't get away from it. There was no running from it. And we're St. Bon's. We're the most popular in Newham. So we had to stand our ground, if that makes sense.
And I bet the Asian boys, were fighting, were probably coming from Stratford School as well.
Yeah, and they were going from Stratford, Leicester. Like, I'm not even snitching. This is just basically...
Obviously, bro, this is history. This is not snitching. This is history.
This is just history.
Every school had blacks versus Asian.
Exactly.
Even Rokerby, we're all the way in Stratford. And we had black versus Asian.
Newham is a predominantly Asian area. People like fail to
Do you think so, though? Would you say that? Newham's predominantly Asian? Because people love saying that. I don't believe that, bro.
Let me not say predominantly, but their presence is very vivid.
But that's because I feel like they own stuff. That's why. You get what I'm trying to say? They own things. That's why we see them more. They own the houses, they own shops, they own... Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I think it's the fact of them working together a lot more as well.
That as well.
They're going to move in batches, so it looks apparent.
Do you get it? It looks like it's more of them, but it's not like that.
Fair enough.
You get it? I feel
enough.
like obviously in certain areas there's more, but I don't feel like Newham as a whole.
Maybe not Newham as a whole. Maybe not Newham as a whole, but there is a strong presence of togetherness in the Asian community, which is a good thing. You know, I've always respected it.
Yeah, me, I always
wished that the black community could have the same as well, you know. But anyway, it's not about colour. So what can we do?
Yeah, so you're saying that basically in school, the friendship group, everything was cool, but just that the only kind of problems that was mostly happening in school was that black versus Asian type of fight. So it wasn't really like so there wasn't really any. So in your school, was there different gangs in school, or was there like different? You know what I'm saying?
At the time, it wasn't a gang thing. It was more like, okay, these are my group of friends, and then to be honest, I grew up in an era of if you have a problem with someone, one-on-one, outside.
Go to the park.
You understand?
Yeah,
it's not going to be your gang against my gang, your family against my family. If that's the case, the head of that family is going to join with the other head of that family. Say, okay, look, pick at him. They're going to have a one-on-one. That's how we're going to settle this in the park. No weapons. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's got their little Nokia phones out, recording it. And that's how we'll settle the matter. End of the fight, you shake hands and you separate and you keep it moving.
Okay.
If you're not happy with the outcome, then you can always come back for round 2.
Okay.
You know? So, and that's how we used to settle our issues. And I don't think there was in-house problems like that in St. Bon's. Okay. You know? So at the time, obviously my time, I finished in 2008. It was at a time where there was a transition, you know, like gang culture sporadically grew at the time.
As I say, around that time, 2008 to 2009, that's when Newham, especially 2009.
Exactly. So that one-on-one setting was removed, you know, and people start rolling with shanks. People start doing things unjustly. Like there was a lot of unbalance, you know, there was a lot of like snakiness going on. Obviously that had always been going on, but like morals had just dropped basically. So
Now I feel like in Newham though, even back then, people have always rolled with shanks, but I feel like getting shanked was... There's like people that got stabbed for dumb reasons, innit?
It was almost like a trend.
It was popular, but it wasn't that... I can't explain it. Like now, to get stabbed is more... I don't know how to put it like, because before you could also get stabbed as well. But it wasn't... It was like, before in like an area, there would be like a handful of people that were known for these man, they'll stab you up. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But you see now it's a thing where anyone's gonna stab you. You don't know who will stab you up. Yeah. It could be the guy that you think is the biggest waste man. He'll just pull out shank and stab you. Do you get it?
Yeah, it's true.
That's how it was.
True. I feel that comes down to just people growing in society. Obviously, people grow up, they commit crimes, they go to prison, they come back out, they understand that, if I do this, this might happen. You know, if I do this, I might get away with it. You know, some people, they like to dodge and dive with the law. And a lot of people just don't really care anymore. You know, they don't care about where they end up or where the situation might end up. People don't think anymore. And I think what we're lacking growing up now, especially, is elders. And the right elders as well. Because obviously, at the time when we was growing up, we had elders. You know what I'm saying? We had people to basically put you in your place and tell you what's right and wrong and tell you how to go about things and just guide you in a certain way. It was a rarity but they were still there.
People there.
You know, you had some of the elders that basically just wanted you to start shotting and wanted you to start riding out for them.
But you definitely had the elders that wanted you to fly straight.
Try and set straight as well. And what we're lacking in this day and age is that. So I don't think that presence is as... It's not as apparent anymore. And that's what the difference. People don't have that guidance enough to tell them and show them the right thing to do. So when they reach the age of 19, they're thinking, who the fuck are you? I'll do what I want.
Well, I don't think it's because people don't have the guidance. I feel like there's still people there giving young boys advice and stuff. But you know what it is nowadays with the young lot is if you don't have money or you're famous or you're some notorious gangster, whatever you say it don't mean nothing to them. You get what I'm trying to say? That's how I feel like. Because nowadays, the young boys nowadays, you can give them advice, but they always look at you in a sense of, why are you advising me for what you got? Or you know what I'm saying? That type of shit that you don't know nothing. Like, you ain't thingy. They won't listen to you unless you're wearing a Gucci hat or you're Gucci from top to toe, head to toe. You know what I mean?
Do you know what? I definitely feel like it comes down to your approach, especially if you're an older person speaking to somebody younger, because you can literally decipher that person's mindset and break it down and give them things that are positive and help them build them in such ways that they haven't been taught before. So I think it's possible, and I don't want to take away how all these brands and stuff, how they kind of affect young people, and they can, but then we can also show people the flip side of things. You know, once we're able to do that, then we can start putting in these morals and stuff. Of course, no one's going to listen to you if they feel like you're not worth anything, but you need to show them what the worth actually is and engage it different, because we all have different perception of what we feel is successful and what is not. So it's about showing people those options. Creating those options for people can change people's lives. Sometimes when you don't have those options of what something is, you're just going to think of it your way. And then that's all.
Yeah.
So that naivety leads people to just being very narrow-minded. Yeah,
I heard that. Yeah, and definitely like these young boys, man. These days they just don't listen to nothing.
no,
I get it though, you know what I'm saying? Because in this life, you shouldn't. Me personally, I always think like this. You shouldn't really listen to no one anyway, man. Because
I just think that you should be an example as for yourself, and anyone that you come across, you can affect that person's life.
Yeah.
So you can talk the talk, but you definitely have to walk it.
Walk the walk,
especially with the youngers, because they're gonna look at you. You're not even doing it yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what I'm saying. Like me, I don't really have a problem. Me personally, I go by this where I only listen to someone who I want to be like.
Right.
I'm just saying. So,
Exactly.
for example, in this interview thing, for example, someone who doesn't do interviews or doesn't do and telling me what to do, I'm not really gonna hear what you got to say. You get me? Because you ain't what I want to be. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing you ain't done a big interview. You get it? But if it's someone else that does interviews, like for example, like if let's say I meet Vlad TV or Adam 22 and they're like, yo, I feel like you should do it like this, blah blah blah. I'll listen to them, man, because I would love to be like them, man, in the game again, because they've done it from beginning. They've went through the struggle already and they've got to a place.
That's
you know
a perfect example then. So when you come across somebody that's young that needs that type of guidance, maybe you can ask them what they're interested in, ask them where they want to go in life, and then you can show them examples of people that have done it before. You can show them the best type of examples as well and show, look, if you give it 100%, you can end up with these type of results. If you give it 60%, you're going to end up with this type of result. So it's about, again, showing people the options of what's available and then allowing people to create their own type of world. So, yeah.
And also, so you went St. Bonds. So after you finished St. Bonds, did you then continue on to go to the sixth form? Or?
No, I didn't. I wanted to get away from there as far as possible. I'm not gonna lie, I was tired of seeing Mandem every day for 5 years. I wanted to go to college and go to a mixed college.
Okay, but I saw that St. Bonds, the sixth form is mixed, right?
It is, but I just wanted to change.
You just want a new environment, new teachers, new everything.
Everything. I just wanted something new. That whole trip from Manor Park to St. Bonds, I wanted a new journey. I wanted,
So what college did you go to then?
I went to Thames Valley in Raynham.
Damn.
Yeah, it's quite far.
That's far.
It's quite far, yeah. I studied engineering there for about a year. And I didn't complete my college course. At the time, I spent some time in Nigeria.
Okay.
That was in 2010.
Okay. So how comes you went to Nigeria then?
So after my first year of college, obviously I was 17 at the time, and I was just coming out of this transition, obviously like school, college, Like, I was caught up in a lot that my family didn't approve of.
Okay.
And I think at the time my mum had enough, you know. I never had any idea that I was going to spend time in Nigeria, to be honest. I went for my granddad's funeral. My mum's dad, she died, you know. And it was funny because I used to think back and think, you know, you hear of all them stories of people getting sent back home to Nigeria, Ghana, Ivory Coast, South Africa, Kenya. Like, people getting sent home in school, you know. School times, when you're bad,
you get sent,
you will get sent back to Africa, no doubt. Like, or Asia, wherever you're from.
My
like
mum
that.
threatened me with that bare time. I always used to say that,
I used to laugh at, you know, I used to be like, me.
How you gonna do?
How on earth are you gonna say to my sister, how are they gonna get me on the plane? They're gonna get two hefty men to put me on the plane? Are you mad? But the circumstances were this: my mum's dad died, and then she booked a flight for his ticket. I'm sorry, for his funeral. And then when the time came, I had a weird feeling on the day. I said to my mum, I don't want to go. You guys just go.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going. You guys go. And she was like, you know what? Sit down. If you don't come with me, how is it going to look like?
Them ones.
We're all going for my dad's burial, and then you don't come.
That's
and literally, that was the one finesse that changed everything. Like, and I thought, you know what? That's so true. Let me come. So she literally packed my whole bag for me.
Them ones.
I didn't want to go. I was feeling so numb about it, but I thought, fuck it, let's just go. We went to the airport. We got to Nigeria. After a couple of weeks, we done the funeral. And then I was outside. Okay, we've done the funeral. 2 weeks later, I'm outside playing football. And then somebody's come running up to me, like someone, little boy, said, Mark, your mother is calling you. Your mother is calling you. I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, all right, I'm coming. Okay. I'll go to the house now. I'm huffing and puffing like, what's happening? She's like, sit down. I'm like, what? She goes, you're not going back to England. I said, what? I said, hold on.
What?
What are you talking about? I actually sat down in that moment. I was like, what are you talking about? And she goes, I've told you many times to change your life, to change the way you are behaving, this and that. And I thought, oh my days. She's going to keep me here. And then literally the atmosphere hit me even harder. And then I was like, I'm actually on another continent. So long story short, I ended up staying there for 3 years and 10 months. Okay. I stayed there for quite some time.
So you was counting it like jail?
To me, that was a sentence. I'll be real with you. To me, that was a sentence. I know the exact dates and times.
That you was there, everything.
Yeah, I don't like to say 4 years because it's too much. Yeah, but just 3 years and 10 months is exactly it.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Because you see, when you went also that time, was that your first time in Nigeria as well?
No, actually, it was my second time. Okay. I spent a month there when I was 11.
Okay. So it was your second time. So what type of troubles was you in that made you get sent back?
So
what would you say?
I would say it was gang related.
Okay.
I would say it was gang related, and it had to do with some issues that we had with another area not too far from where we grew up. Okay. And I think things just kind of got out of hand and people didn't know what was going to happen next. Okay. Because like, it was a long summer. Let me put it this way. It was a very
always summer. It's always summer, bro.
It was a very long summer.
It was always summer.
Yeah. So when you put in a lot of work on the streets and then you become like noticeable. Okay. Yeah. It almost becomes an issue for you, you know, because you become a target now. Yeah. You understand? Because you are now a pivotal point in a stronghold against them.
You're basically a vital point for them.
Exactly.
So if they hurt you or if they get to you in any way, it will be more effective than getting into any other. So basically you was that member that if they got to you, you would have, that was the main.
Yeah.
So like basically, so how would you say your parents knew about that? How did they know that it was that vital for you?
I think after a while, it got really intense.
Okay.
And things were going back and forth for some time. And then there was this one time where my family was actually in danger.
Okay.
I wasn't about at the time. I was in South London.
Okay.
And it got to a point where my family were in danger. And then I feel like at that point, my mum didn't know what was going to happen next. Yeah. You know, she knew that I could hold my own. She knew that I was a ringleader. Yeah. She knew that I could make good decisions, but she didn't know where this would end up. And I think she just wanted to save her son's life.
It's true. You don't second guess them things there.
Yeah. You don't. And I don't blame her for it, to be honest. For me, it was the best thing that happened to me.
Yeah.
Because it changed my whole perception.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was something that it was needed. My family was in danger at the time, and my mum had to make a decision, and I rate her for it, to be honest, because I was so involved in what I was doing that it was only going to end up in two ways.
Okay.
You know, either dead or in jail. Like, definitely going to end up in two ways because, yeah, I don't want to say too much, but
it was just it was basically, you're saying that your mum just felt like at the time you was just getting into too much problems where it might just get out of hand for her and for everyone.
It would have definitely got out of hand.
So the best decision for her was just to
remove me from the situation
and
at the time.
Okay.
And I rate her and I respect her for it, because it was a very hard decision for her, but it was one of the best decisions for my life.
You, yeah.
And I wouldn't take it back at all.
This is what I noticed about most people as well that get sent back home. They always say that, like, obviously the time when you're on the plane going back, or when you get told that you're not coming back to England, you're pissed off. I was vexed. You're angry. Like,
I hated my mum.
Then when you grow up, you notice that
now I love her for it.
Do you get it? She actually saved me. You know what I'm saying? She took me away from.
I mean, I can always stand there and say, no one would have got to me. I would have done my thing. But you never know what can happen in life.
Like, it's never about someone getting to you. That you leaving the country, even that, I'm sure it changed your mindset of how it. Because I always feel like before I came to England, I had a different type of mind. Like, things were a bit different for me. But when I stayed in England, all the problems that England come with and all the things you go through, my mind is in a way where even when I go to a place where I'm not supposed to be, like, I'm supposed to be relaxed, I can't relax because I grew up in an area where you just can't let your guard, like, you can't be vulnerable. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So everywhere you are, you're always, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, where you have to then think to yourself and be like, bro, come on, man. You're in fucking Newcastle. Chill. Do you get it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No one's gonna, you know what I'm saying? No one cares about that type of shit here.
No, it does breed this kind of paranoia. And for myself, I was 17 when I was going through that phase at the time, and I was mentally still developing, you know, and I was smoking a lot of weed at the time as well. So this whole paranoia and the whole trauma of the things that have been going on around me at the time was really starting to build on me. And I don't think young people actually understand the PTSD that can come from situations like this. Like, and when you don't have the right therapy or the right environment for you to come out of, or on the other side of what you're going through, it can be very toxic. And this is what kind of gives people the space to become more toxic, you know, and into a pattern of toxicity. You know, like, you can't take that away. So people really need to find the right outlets when they're coming out of these things to transcend into the right space.
So you feel like people shouldn't just leave that life and just be left. They should have someone that they can, basically they should have like a place that can go and like seek refuge and speak to people.
100%.
Like something to do. Basically, like you, for example, when you left the situation, you went to Nigeria, so obviously when you got there, you had to then learn a new life, learn a new way of living, everything, and that obviously then helped you mentally to understand that there's a different side to the world. You know what I'm saying? Because even one of my boys tells me, like, he got sent to Ireland, you know what I'm saying, for his shit. You know what I'm trying to say? And he goes, when I went to Ireland, I was pissed off, but then when I stayed there for time, I realized that, bruh, there's a different type of world. There's a place where I can go where people won't just try it with you for no reason. Like, honestly, you can be yourself. You know what I'm trying to say?
Do you know what? Like, I used to watch so much, Nigerian films growing up, and then, you know, like, you'd see like all sorts of stuff going on, like
George and all them
George
shit.
and like just the weird stuff and things that would actually make you scared through the TV. I spent 3 years and 10 months in Nigeria and nothing happened to me. Nothing ever happened to me. So all of that preset
messes up
mindset,
your head.
you know what I'm saying? That perception, again, it messes up the thing. But when you're there, in reality, it's the difference. And then for me, that woke me up like, hold on, I can actually change my life. All of that stuff that I was thinking and going through has nothing to do with like all of this right now. Like, I can actually just redirect where I want to go right now, you know? And for me, because all of that trouble basically started because I didn't want to leave my friend in a vulnerable position. You understand? I felt like, if you're my friend, I'm gonna have your back to the end. Nothing's gonna change that. And that's the kind of person I've always been. I've got a big heart. I love people around me, and I just want people to do well. So I had to look at the perception of what I was going through at the time. That look, you can love someone, but sometimes you need to let go, and you need to take care of yourself. You are the most important thing
to yourself.
To yourself and the people around you. As selfish as it sounds.
Okay. So you said that you went to Nigeria and your mom then sat you down and then she said to you, you're staying here now.
Yeah.
So then obviously then you, like you said, everything then hit you from then.
Yeah.
So then, how was it like? So then when she told you that, was it then the next day she was leaving, or how was it like? So basically explain to me, when you now just process that shit, I'm here now. Do you get it? How was it for you? How was the day? How was Nigeria for you? Basically?
Okay, so I was 18. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So you basically come from England to Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
thinking, I'm not on holiday, but like, you're obviously your granddad's funeral. You're gonna come back to England again, and then all of a sudden you're now finding out that you're not coming back. So everything you've had in England, your PlayStation, your whatever you loved, everything is basically you can't, not that you're never getting it, but you just basically ain't got access to it no more.
Yeah.
Your family, you're not gonna see your friends, all of that. So you see when all of that was happening, what was your mind state? How was you thinking? Like, was you thinking, nah, I'm gonna try and make peace to bring myself back, or how was you thinking basically?
I was thinking that way because I've always been a little bit rogue. I'm gonna do my own thing. So regardless of what my mum's agenda was, I had my own agenda at the time as well. But she left about a week later. She went to the city the next couple of days, and then she left for London about a week later from there.
Yeah. Okay. So where first, before you get into where in Nigeria was she staying? Like what city?
I was
or what state or whatever?
The state that I'm from is Benue.
Okay.
It's in like the middle part of Nigeria. And it's about 5 hours from the capital, Abuja.
Okay.
So when she left to go to the capital, she left a week later after that.
Yeah.
So I was still in Benue with her uncle.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was living in her uncle's house.
Right.
And it's a town area. It's not the city.
It's not a city, it's a town.
So
okay.
Can you
What's the name of the town?
The name of the town is Boko.
Okay. Boko,
yeah.
Okay. So it's a northern Nigerian area.
No, it's in the middle / northern.
So what tribe would you be classed?
My tribe is Tiv, T-I-V.
Okay, never heard of that still.
Yeah, Tiv tribe. We're the 4th largest in Nigeria after Hausa, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which was okay. You see how like Port Harcourt people are close to Igbos and that.
Right.
And some are close. Which side would you just say you are more close to? Yeah, in Nigeria. So like for example, like they got the Benin people.
Yeah,
there,
okay.
Because the way Nigeria is like. Nigeria is one country, but let's be honest. If you go to the north, it's a whole different
setting. Yeah.
Do you get it? If you go to the south, it's a whole different setting.
Right. Yeah,
if you go to the east, a whole different setting.
Okay.
So who would you say are you lot more like? Because I've never heard of your tribe still.
Tiv?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's like Tiv people.
Oh, so you lot are completely different.
I think Tiv people, when I look at Tiv people and Tiv culture, I would say there's a strong distinction, between other tribes and cultures. Because we have neighboring cultures. We even have Igbo tribes that are near us.
Near you lot, okay.
But we're not really like them. And even though we mix with them, like every state in Nigeria has a slogan for the state, and the slogan for Benue, my state, is food basket of the nation.
Okay, so you lot are the agricultural.
Exactly. So we got really good land for agriculture, and we send out most of the agriculture into the rest of the country.
Yeah, so basically you lot feed the country.
Basically.
Okay.
So when you look at it like that, Tiv people are farmers by trade.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're physically strong people.
Okay.
That's what it is. That we're different in that sense as well. We have a strong presence in the military as well.
Okay.
Tiv people are known for being soldiers.
Okay.
My granddad was a soldier and he fought in the World War II over here in Britain. So they called him troops over from Nigeria, and he was part of the battalion that came over.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's in my blood.
Okay, so what language do you lot speak then?
We speak Tiv.
Oh, is your language called Tiv as well? I've never heard of that still. I'm
Really?
to research that. Never heard of that.
Yeah, do some research on it, man.
Research that
And my cousin was recently in the Big Brother house
in
Nigeria, and obviously he's Tiv, and he's created more of an awareness.
Okay, because that was even going to be my next
yeah.
question. Like, what celebrity is from that area in Nigeria that's big?
Guys, search Kid Wire.
Okay.
So Kid with 2 Ds, Waya.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my cousin, and he's doing great things for Benue right now because he's putting us on the map. When you hear about Nigerians, all you hear is about the loud ones.
Yeah, Yoruba, Igbo.
Yeah, but Tiv people, we're naturally calm, humble, reserved people. but we do have like obviously this exuberant side to us as well. But people just need to understand our culture a bit more.
Okay. Yeah, never heard of that culture still. Okay, so now in Nigeria, you was there when you was 18. Now your mom has left, so now it's actually synced in. Now I'm here now.
Yeah, so let's go back to that. So obviously, I turned 18. It's a big thing for anyone. Obviously, being from the UK, I wanted to get a car. I wanted to do all this, start flying out, but I'm basically stuck. And for me, it was like an oxymoron because I'm British born, but I'm Nigerian, and I'm in a place that I'm from, but I don't want to be, but I should be wanting to know more about where I'm from because I spent no time there at all. But it was under a circumstance that I didn't want to be there. So this rebellious kind of personality started to really settle in. I made moves to go to the UK embassy, and I told them exactly my situation. Like I was so bitter about it, and in the end, they basically said they couldn't help me about it.
Oh,
seriously, and if they really wanted to help me about it, they can only help me. And I was there with my youngest sister, and because she's a minor, they can't help her. My mum needs to take that decision for them. And I said, you know what? I can't leave my sister
here by herself.
I just got to stay now.
Fuck it.
So I just read it out. So it was a Bobby Schmurder thing, basically.
Okay. So basically, you just felt like
I had to take it out.
I can't leave my sister here on her own.
Man, read it out to the end still.
I wouldn't have done that either, bro. If I would have been a fat that, I might as well just ride it.
Yeah, you would have. You're the little brother, right? You would have stayed with him.
I would have stayed still. Yeah, but that's long.
So it's a Bobby Schmurder thing still.
I heard that. So, okay, so then now you've realised, you've been to the embassy and all of that, you realise now there's literally no way back unless my mum approves. So now you have to then obviously adapt to like, I'm going to be here now. I'm going to start school. So
I had to adapt,
I'm sure you went to, how, 18, what do you do in, it's secondary school still, isn't it?
No. Yeah. So I went to almost like a college.
Okay.
Basically, like a college/university.
Okay, so how was your first day like?
What, in that place?
In school, like, so let's say you walked into that Nigerian school, they know that you're British born,
that's the thing.
You can't speak their language.
That's the thing. You
eat different, you walk different, everything.
Funny,
how was it?
That's like? It's so weird because people can tell that you're not from there.
They will know straight away.
You know what I'm saying?
From the way you walk, the way you everything.
Walk, it's so weird, but like you can't even blend in like that. You stand out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, straight.
Honestly, and then when I was there, it was like people didn't really want to talk to me. They more wanted to banter off of me.
Oh, okay, so they never wanted to.
Not really. Yeah,
they weren't breading you like, oh shit, this is a British kid. They were more trying to laugh at you like.
They weren't really breading me. They was more looking at me in a humorous way.
So would you say that they were bantering you because they're thinking like you was born in England and you fucked up on your hair, or what would you think it would have been?
I don't think they understood that. I just think they probably thought, why is he talking like that?
Okay.
Okay. People back home are very narrow-minded as well, and their exposure to the West is limited.
Very.
They only know so much. So when you're explaining yourself to someone in full scale, they're not really gonna get it. So I used to just keep myself to myself. I was really reserved. I understood a lot about meditation, observation in this time. So, that's what I'm saying. Going home and spending time there, it really helped me as a person because I've been a very stubborn person. I've been a very hasty person, but it's really calmed me down and made me more patient and just changed my whole mentality on things in general. So it's one of the best things that ever happened to me in my life. So even though I was under duress at the time, and I didn't know what to do. I was young. I was still developing mentally. There's so many attributes I needed to pick up and instill into my head, and it's helped me today. Without that, I wouldn't be the man I am today. And it sounds cliche, but those moments are generally where I got the download for understanding patience, understanding people, observation, knowing more about yourself. You know, I understood how to speak my language. I learned my language. I learned how to drive. You know, I learned so much. So now when I came back, I used all of these things to my betterment, you know.
So you said in school you went there, everyone's trying to banter off you, blah, blah, blah. So then when everyone's trying to banter off you and that, you know, in England, you know how we're used to it in England, when someone's trying to banter off you and shit, you just, you know what I'm saying? Let me not say England. In London, Newham, someone's trying to banter off you, you're just going to bang out. You know what I'm saying?
Basically.
You're just going to bang out instantly. Yeah. But you know, in Africa, it's not like that.
It's not like that.
You know, in Africa, you can't just bang out on someone because they're laughing at you.
It don't work like that.
It don't work like that. You realise that yourself.
I wanted to react so many times, but then I realised, bruv, What's the point? And then I deeped it. I was like, do you know, I'm actually getting bullied here.
Do you get it? Yeah,
I'm actually getting bullied here, bro.
But that's the thing. You get bullied so indirectly in Africa. You just be thinking, what?
Honestly,
like,
there's not much.
Sometimes it can even be little kids, bruv.
Yeah.
They'll bully the fuck out of you.
They are the worst. See the little kids. They got a mouth. Don't play around with them kids there. They're smart as well.
And you can't do nothing to hurt them.
Nah,
that's the thing. You can't say nothing to hurt them. You can't, bro.
They'll say a different type of joke you ain't heard before, bro.
They've taken so many L's. There's nothing you can say to them to make them feel bad.
There's nothing.
They'll just be like,
and the laugh, they start cackling at you for time. Like,
and their laughter hurts as fuck. I know about them fuckies there, bro.
Yeah. So you learn humility. Yeah.
Okay, so see, when you was out there as well, would you say that you was living more like as a privileged kid, or would you say that you were still like, would you say when you was there, because you see in Africa most of the time, you know, when you're there, most kids are always getting handed stuff, pocket money, you know, things like that. Obviously, especially if your parents are abroad and stuff. Would you say you was like that, or did your mom really want to teach you a lesson to the extent where she wanted you to live? Obviously, she would pay for your school and your clothing and that. When it comes to having things, she still wanted you to like, basically she wanted salt to go in your eye. Would you say she wanted that, or would you say you was living very comfortable, like you got money anytime you needed? And
it wasn't always like that.
Okay.
It wasn't always like that. My mum comes from a family where she's the privileged one.
Okay.
She's worked her way up. She's the one in her family.
She's the breadwinner.
She's the breadwinner. You understand? She's found
Everyone
her
looks
way.
up to her.
Exactly. And she's but she's come from nothing basically. She's got family that are reputable and they do their thing.
Yeah.
But she's the one basically in the family. So I don't think that she necessarily wanted me to struggle like that, but she wanted me to see what life in Nigeria was like. So I can appreciate life when I come back here. So my dad at the time, obviously, I haven't said much about him, but he separated from my mum like a very, very long time ago.
Okay.
So I only met him when I went to Nigeria.
Oh, so he was already there?
He was already there,
Okay.
And we had a very strange relationship at first, but he comes from a background that is much more well off. Let me put it that way. And it was a mixture of both. There was times when my mum couldn't always provide for me at the time.
Okay.
You know, and I had to really feel the hardship of what Nigeria has to offer. You know, and then sometimes when I'm staying with her family members, it wasn't always luxurious. You know, like fetching water. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like
do all of that.
Like washing your clothes with your hands. Like just a hard life, you know, like which is probably just the norm for people out there, but then in comparison.
So when you got there, weren't people quick to like want to help you with it because you're not from there?
Yeah. People helped me a lot. Don't get me wrong. People did help me a lot, but then I had to help myself. And because I've never been a type of taking person all the time, I wanted to help myself. Okay. So it was just a period of learning.
Okay. So would you say that when you was there, okay, so what would you say for a kid? Okay, so right now, a kid that knows that he's about to get sent back, what would you say to them? Would you say that it's worth for them to go there and try to rebel and act like, nah, man, I'm just going to come back, I don't give a fuck, blah, blah, blah? Or do you think, what would you basically tell them? Like, what would you say to a kid right now that knows that? Let's say he's watching right now. He knows he's going to get sent back next week because his mum already told him or whatever. He's about to go. What would you say to that kid? What mindset would you say for him to go to Africa with? Like, would you say he should still go there on a tip off? Nah, I don't give a fuck. I'm coming back no matter what. I'm going to go to the embassy. My boys are going to send me peas, blah, 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 blah. What would you say to that?
I mean...
From what you've experienced out there, what would you say for them to, how should they maneuver going there, knowing that they got sent back? How should they be like? You know what I'm saying?
I would say embrace it at all costs.
Okay.
I embrace it at all costs because it's an experience that you will never get again, especially in the time that you're in your life. You don't want to go through that period and you're 25 years old or you're 28 years old or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It is better when you're younger. You know what I'm saying? Because you're still developing. Like, it's really important for us to really know where we're from and to entwine this with who we are. Okay. You know, and then I would say embrace it at all costs, no matter where you're from. It's really important to know where you're from and to really accept it, you know, so you can use it for your own benefit, because that's who you are. Okay. You can't be no one else. Everyone else is taken. If you're from Sierra Leone, go to Sierra Leone and understand where you're from, bro. Like, don't take it as like you're taking an L. Why would you want to come back to this society so abruptly? What does it have to offer you right now? Like, you have more to learn out there than here.
Yeah, okay.
Like, especially for someone that's been born in a privileged society. We have more to learn from people out there. So I would say embrace it at all costs and just make the most of it, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay, so also, when you were in Nigeria, like, when you was there, okay, so let's say now your first full year in Nigeria, did you still always have that mind frame of, or did your mum ever let you know, like, a set time of when you're going to come back? Or did you ever get to the point where you just thought, I'm not coming back,
Yeah, I lost hope.
I
had lost hope so many times because my mum had almost sold me a dream. Like, there'll be times when, Mum, can I come back now? She'll be like, yeah, I'll think about it in 6 months.
Okay.
Then I got to wait 6 months.
Okay,
you understand? And then the 6
decision
months will come and then she'll be like, no.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And then things would happen. Like, my house got raided. There was something that happened and then the police said they had me on CCTV and 100% it was me. She had to explain to them, show them documentation. I've been out the country for a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And then that prompted her to say, no, you're not coming back.
You're definitely not coming because
and then
it's still hot.
The 2012 riots happened.
2011.
2011 or 2012?
It's 2011. 2011 riots.
Yeah, I don't
was
know.
You here?
I wasn't here. I wasn't here.
Oh yeah, you wasn't in it.
The riots happened and she said, you're definitely not coming back now. You understand? So it's like...
Shit, you wasn't here for the riots.
I wasn't here for the riots. I missed out on all of that shit. But can you see where it worked for me?
Yeah.
Because
it's still a benefit though.
I definitely would have been one of them people taking TV
Trust
some
me,
curries,
because
bro.
me at that time, I was on tag. At that time,
You
and
see?
that helped me. I can't lie,
You
because
see
I
what
know
I'm
for a
saying?
fact I would have ended up in jail
You would have been
with
in
the rest of them.
JD trying to get bare cracks
Bro,
on
I would have been all over the place.
All over.
I would have definitely ended up in jail.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That being on tag helped me.
Thank
I can't
you.
lie, because I remember that time my mum was going on holiday. I was meant to go on holiday with her, but I had a case, so I couldn't go. They put me on tag. So obviously you can't travel on tag, innit?
Yeah.
So I was at home for that summer. Like I had to be home like I think it was 6, 7 or
6,
something.
7, yeah.
But I was pissed, bro.
Can you see what I'm saying?
I used to be bare angry when everyone goes out because everyone used to go and loot and come back to my house
Your
with the
house
loot.
and see
Again, everyone's just opening everything they've got. I've got this camera, I've got that,
Madness.
I've got this, and I'm like, oh, fuck, man, I didn't get shit.
No, but you look back at it now,
Of course, because later on when I start hearing this guy's going jail, this guy went jail. What did he jack?
and it wasn't straight away as well.
I know, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
because we're hearing later. Now it's time for maybe in the mid 2012. This guy went jail. What did he go jail for? He stole a box of cigarettes. What?
Literally.
This guy went jail. What did he go jail for? He did this in the writing. He didn't like nobody went jail for something big. Like nobody ever went jail. Say he robbed £100,000. He robbed 50.
Yeah.
Everything was silly. He robbed it. He just ran
I
up in
think
the
at
shop.
that time, people were getting sent to jail like flies.
Flies, bro.
I
It was
didn't
crazy.
I didn't understand what, like... So I was happy that I wasn't involved in that. I used to watch it on the news and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think, bro, you man are going in. Like, it looked like an apocalypse, like something like the world was ending or something. Honestly, watching that from Al Jazeera News, it looked scary.
It looks fucked in it. Because even my mum and that were calling me that. I'm like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah, it looked
Are you
scary.
home now? I'm like, yeah, I'm at home. My uncle was telling me, bro, it looks like your whole country's torn down, bro.
Literally,
I'm
bro.
like, I know, it's fucked. Because I remember going out Rumford Road, yeah, bro. I remember there was one bus coming through. They saw 4 of us crossing the road. That bus spat, like, bro, he was trying to spin and that. I was thinking, what's going on? Listen, he was busting mad maneuvers.
See what I'm saying?
I was like, shit.
Yeah, I'm happy I wasn't part of that because I know I would have been fully indulged. I know,
Bro,
I was
trust me.
happy, bro. So, yeah, man, like all these things happened, and it just kind of prompted me from coming back, and then it was good. It was a good thing.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Now so now you've been there. You've now obviously adapted in your head that, bro, I've asked my mum bare times. She's not giving me the right answer. So obviously in your head probably you're thinking, I'm not coming back anytime soon until I'm old enough and that. So now in your head probably at the time you're now in Nigeria. You're a Nigerian.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
So you're living like a Nigerian, moving like an everything.
Basically, yeah.
So now, how did you find out you're coming back, or how was that process of you coming back? How did you get back?
Mate, so much happened in the time, and
Well, actually, before you get into that, in Nigeria, did you obviously after you adapted and did you like start enjoying it fully? Like where?
yeah, this is
Every day
the
was-
part I want to get to.
Okay, yeah, go on.
So there's 2 sides to it, right? Yeah. So obviously, like I come from the side of like my mum, her being the breadwinner, all the pressures on her. I can't necessarily go to her family for financial help. You know what I'm saying? They love me, but there's only so much they can do.
Yeah,
then I've got my dad's side,
yeah.
who love me, but they're at arm's length. They don't really know me like that. They're still
Yeah,
getting to know
absolutely.
me. They want to know me so much, but my mum's family are wary of them.
them,
So
yeah,
I'm in the middle.
Them
Do
Africans.
you know what I'm saying? And they're well off. So I can see the difference. So
Yeah.
when I go to my auntie's house and stuff and she's killing one chicken for me on site,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like,
it's a big thing.
It's a
like
big
nothing,
thing,
But
so-
when you go over here, you eat chicken like once
something
maybe
like
on
that.
an occasion at Christmas time there'll be bare chickens getting killed.
Something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was a whole different. And then I had to like adapt that and then say, okay, do you know what? This is what it is. So I had to just like move in a certain way, but it never took me away from who I was, because I understood. I used to think, bruv, I'm just this boy from Manor Park, bro. But now I'm here, like literally in sandals, bro. And so I had to humble myself, like no matter what. And it's not as if like I had come from like a working environment or I was hustling bears. I had a stack. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was on ground zero.
So basically, it was not that much of a difference.
It's not exactly not too much of a difference. People were looking after me in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do much from. I wasn't gonna go and try and find work. You know, and
in Nigeria as well at that age, bro, what job can you get that can never pay you anything?
Like, what's the point? My dad was a fucking politician.
Yeah,
he used to work hand in hand with the governor. I didn't need to work.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was just a crazy experience, bro. And obviously, I had a best friend out there who died as well.
Okay.
Yeah, literally, he became my best friend. I don't know how, but we became close, and it was weird because I used to keep people away from me. I didn't want to be friends with no one like that. You know what I'm saying? And he became my friend naturally, and he was so cool and chilled. Such a talented brother. And he passed away, like due to an overdose.
Okay.
Yeah, he passed away to an overdose. And I just want to say that like anyone that feels like drinking codeine is cool and all of that stuff, it's not cool, bro.
Oh, so it was a codeine?
Yeah.
I heard in Nigeria that they have a mad issue with codeine and shit.
Yeah,
I've seen documentaries about that.
It is crazy and it's taking people on the next toll. But we'll talk about that on another time. Yeah.
Okay, so now you, like I was saying, how did you find out you're coming back to England? And
okay, cool. So after time went on, I think my mum just kind of warmed to the conversation of me coming back more. And then she used to talk to her cousin a lot that worked in the city. And he basically assisted me. I had to go to the embassy and just do some documents all over again.
Oh, so it wasn't a thing of just your passport, booking a flight and coming back?
No. It wasn't at all. When I eventually came back, right, yeah, and I was on my way back, and for me, it was an amazing feeling because I felt like, wow, I'm actually coming back. It was like a dream that I have been dreaming over and over again.
For 3 years.
For 3 years. And then it was surreal, bro. I couldn't even, like, when I was in the plane, in the air, I just felt like I was gonna wake up or the plane was gonna drop or something crazy was gonna happen. Like, yeah, that's it. Like,
you're gonna start hearing crickets going.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear because you know in Africa, them crickets, like, you just know.
Yeah, you know.
Hearing them.
So literally, when I came back to England, I was literally thinking like, yeah, walking apart, easy days, blah blah blah. And my cousin came to pick me up from the airport, and he was waiting for me for ages. When I got to the airport, you know when you go through the checks bit and then you've come through, you just need to like go through the immigration. It's immigration, exactly. So I've gone through there, bro. I'm a British citizen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You understand? I got my passport and that and everything. I was born here as well. But when I'm going through, they said to me, "Can you stand to the side, please?" I was thinking they only say this to people that they're trying to G-check.
Yeah.
You understand? So I'm thinking, oh my god. 3 years and these lot are still going on like this. Like, please, bruv, I just want to go to my yard, bruv. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just trying to see your bus or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. There was you want to see a red bus.
Yeah, I want to see a red bus, bro. I just want to see something that just makes me feel like I'm home.
You're back, yeah.
Yeah, and then can you stand to the side, please? And I'm like, oh my god, bro. I was standing to the side. Then they told me to go into this room, and then literally it was an immigration room. I thought, why am I here?
Yeah, what were they saying?
Brother, they're telling me we don't understand why you've been out the country for so long. Okay. We know you have dual nationality. We're gonna have to do checks and balances and this and that and blah blah blah, bro. I was in this room for 5 hours.
5 hours?
For 5 hours. After my flight, after a 5.5 hour flight, 6.5 hour flight, I was in this room for 5 hours, bro. Like, shit. There was questioning me every couple of hours. They had to speak to my mum. My mum had to verify more documents and send them over. Do you know what I'm saying? Because to them it was strange. I've gone. It's booked a 3-week holiday, and then I've come back 3 years and 10 months later. So it's like, what's the agenda?
Oh, but you're doing nationality. Because I was about to say, wouldn't the Nigerian government be annoyed? Because obviously, you see me, when I go Ghana, I have to get a visa, innit? My visa will be like 3 weeks. If I overstay, obviously that'll be a problem. I'm trying to say, but obviously you just said you're dual nationality.
Yeah.
So, don't worry about it.
Yeah. So they just had to just look into it a lot more, and before they done that, they was actually going to send me back. So they booked me a flight to go back. So they said,
Serious?
we need to check your documents entirely before we let you back in the country, because it's a very unusual situation for you to be away for
That's
so
weird,
long.
but you're British. You know what I'm saying?
And I was so confused. I didn't understand.
So how was your heart when they said to you?
My heart dropped. Everything
I would've
failed.
been-
But do you know what? Because the anxiety was already telling me this isn't going to work, I was almost not surprised.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? I was almost like, do you know what? It was almost too good to be true. Anyway,
yeah.
you know. So anyway, somehow I don't know what conversation they had with my mother. I don't know what documentation that it was that was verified. But they said, "Oh, we're sorry about that, Mr. Mvkeri. We're gonna let you be on your way now. You can go." And then I thought to myself, my sister was waiting for me outside, and we got the train back because I said, you know what? I want to feel the journey.
Yeah, you want to jump in a car.
I said, I don't want to be in the car. I want to feel the journey. I want to stand up. I want to hear the voice of Charing Cross. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know. I'm trying to know. You know what I'm saying? So it was an amazing feeling. And what I noticed about England, but London in particular, everything is narrow. It's narrow, not necessarily like small,
the roads,
but narrow. Like the roads are narrow.
I bet when you saw two double deckers going past each other again, you were thinking, how the fuck they
I was
do
like,
this?
whoa, you guys, man.
When I came to this country, that's what I was always feeling.
Yeah, like you guys are gonna crash. Like
You
there's
know,
not enough
crash.
space on the roads.
me,
The
fam.
cars are more narrow. And the streets are narrow.
Narrow.
Everything, bro. Like the houses, and I think, oh my gosh, Nigeria actually has space. When you walk into someone's yard, they got a compound before you get to the house.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta go through the gate, then you got the whole compound, and then you got the house. Here, it's like blocks of flats.
Yeah.
House.
Right
You know what I'm
next
saying?
to each other.
For 200 houses, then the next road's the same. Then the next road's the same. Back home is nothing like that.
Everything's different.
So different, yeah.
Okay, so when you was coming, you had all these immigration issues,
Mm.
and then you had to wait for 5 hours. So then, now when they finally told you, yo, yeah, everything's cool, you can go home now, and you went home and you came back, and you saw Man Apart. How was it for you? Like, was England different for you? Changed for you there,
Yeah.
or how was it for you there? Your first day back in England.
Okay, so when I got home, it was about 11 p.m.
Oh, okay, so it was straight to
So
bed.
it was like, yeah, I couldn't really like grasp the feeling entirely, but I almost felt like I needed to protect my energy.
Okay.
I could feel the difference in the air.
Okay.
I could feel like I had purity in my heart, and what was around me didn't feel pure. So I knew that I was in a situation again that had friction and push and pull, and I need to make a decision on how I want to carry my life forward. You know, so the next day, I think it was a really sunny day, and I went to go see some of my friends that I grew up with, and when I look back at it now, it was nice to reconnect, but for me it was a waste of time.
Okay.
Because we hardly stayed in contact like that
when you was in Nigeria,
yeah, like just here and there, and we were just on different paradigms. Like we were just in different places.
Yeah,
you know.
Obviously, they're still in the hood.
They're still in the hood. For me, I wanted to recreate the times that we had when we was younger, and for them, there was just in different places, people done this and that, and like people change and stuff. So I was always trying to relive what we had before and have that feeling, and I missed out on so much, and I wanted, but it wasn't like that, and it took me a long time to realize that. And I had a close friend, obviously you know him as well, Impact. He used to tell me, look, the ends is not the same. Like all of that, forget that. Focus on you. Like, come, I'll show you basically. Like, and
I'll show you. I'll ease you back into life in England.
Exactly. So he's been my friend for a very long time. He knows my family. I know his and all of that. So I thought, you know what, makes sense. Let me spend time with him instead. You know, and he really like just opened my eyes to a lot what that was happening in the area. And he's a predominant figure in Newham in itself. So he's trusted to me. I thought, you know what, I can spend my energy with him because he's trusted. You know. So obviously you was around at the time, you know what it was like as well. So it was for me a nice way to settle back in. I think times when you probably saw that I was a bit quiet or maybe a little bit strange or something, it's because my mind was still adapting to all the changes that I'd gone through, you know, and I'm around people that I know but I don't know anymore.
Because everyone went through bare shit.
Exactly.
Because when you was gone, bro, everyone is like, everyone just were doing their own shit.
Yeah.
And everyone went through so much shit.
I can imagine. I mean, I thought I had gone through some shit, but I knew that
everyone went through so
else
much
through
shit
as well. So, yeah.
I think that, what year did you come back?
2014.
Okay, so see, at that time I would have now. So now I would have been in uni for 2 years already. So I already went uni and seen a different life. Like, you get
exactly.
Like from the year 20, I would say probably like 2010 to like 2012 were probably like the worst times in my life. Like, I was just getting into all sorts of trouble, getting arrested, bare problems, bro. I was just having, and so then at that point of my life, I was thinking, if I'm gonna go uni, I'm not gonna go uni anywhere where anyone knows me. Like, I want to go somewhere where no one knows me.
Which uni did you go?
No one. I went Northampton, innit?
Oh, okay, I know Northampton.
So I wanted to go to a place where I don't know anybody, because I felt like them times it was too much snaky shit going on, but bro, it was too much. So I was like, I just want a different life, man. I just want to go somewhere where I don't know anybody. So I listened to everyone in college talk about where they're going uni, and I made sure I picked the one that no one's going to. You get it? That's how I ended up in Northampton. Okay. And when I got to Northampton, my eyes opened. Like, I clocked that raw. Like, I'm living in a flat with guys from Essex, Hull, like, you know what I'm saying, Bridge North, different places, like, you know what I'm saying, and they were all cool, like, you know what I'm saying, we were all happy together, like, you know what I'm saying, guys from Aylesbury, you know what I'm saying, and it was different. It wasn't like the way it was, like, where I was thinking, yeah, you're gonna come uni and you have to act like, nah, man, everyone was calm. Even the black people that were from London, like guys from Tottenham South, we'll go club, we'll meet each other, like, where you from? You're from London? Yeah, oh yeah, man, cool, man. You know what I'm saying? We all chill together. It was all happy days.
Yeah.
And that made me think that, rah. So just that London is just a fucked place then, because here it wasn't like that. Hey, if you went somewhere and you didn't know a group of boys, you ain't just gonna be buddy, you know what I'm saying? You will be some like confrontation first, and then maybe you become buddy after. So that's what I learned from.
I think that boils down to like what exactly the agenda is, what you're doing, because you can find things in London that people do and that bring people together, and it's got nothing to do with violence or the streets, and it's in London.
Yeah, true.
So the thing is, when you go outside London, obviously you must be there for a reason, a point of interest, and that's what brings people together. So obviously, like uni education is what brings people together. Yeah,
trust me, because it does really help. Like me, I advise anyone that can go uni outside of London just to see life. You know what I'm saying? Because you could learn new things because you see many different type of people from all walks of life. So you get it? Yeah. Even African international students, you meet them. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And you see their life, and you see your life, and you understand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can add that all together and then teach yourself.
Yeah.
And you become,
of course,
you know what I'm saying, something. So now moving on from that. So when you now come back from England now, what made you get into the fitness?
Okay.
Was it something that you learned in Nigeria already, or what made you think that when I come here I'm gonna get into fitness, I'm gonna get into my health and things like that? Because obviously when I saw you, obviously you was always a lean person, you know, you always had your muscles and all that, but it wasn't. I never saw you get into seriously like the way when you came back from Nigeria, like you got into it seriously, like where you started working on different parts of your body. I see that you started going gym regular, you started having like classes teaching people how to work out and stuff like that. So what made you get into all of that? What made you think that let me get into my fitness?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been involved in sports. Football has been the main thing that I've been involved in physically growing up. A lot of people know me for that. Obviously, when I didn't make it into football, I thought to myself, what's the next best thing I can do in and around sports? And I've always wanted to do something sporty. I'm a sporty person, you know. I like sports science. I like the science behind the biology of the effects in working out, you know. So that interests me. So I always knew that I was going to do something sport related. I didn't know that I was going to do personal training per se. That's what I do. That's the main thing that I do, personal training. So it's a strange situation, to be honest, because I learned the idea to become a fitness professional from prison.
Okay.
And this was after I came back from Nigeria. So still trying to avoid like so many vices in society, I ended up in jail.
Okay.
You know, and this was about 2 years after I came back from Nigeria. So I got a job, I was working, I got another job, and I think I had another job even. But after some time, I thought to myself, this is not enough. I want to do something else. I need more. I had friends that were involved in certain activities that led me to prison, basically.
Okay.
And I got because I decided to get involved with them. You know, I will never allow someone to take responsibility for my own decisions, because I put myself there. You know, I could put myself anywhere, but I decided to be around those people. I feel like that comes from the craving of wanting to be around them so much, you know, like just bringing myself to that attachment when it was unnecessary.
Okay.
I had so much potential to do other things, but because my mind was dormant at the time, I fell into the hands of just idleness, you know, and then that kind of led me to just going to prison. Obviously,
Okay.
like I used to just be involved, like I said, be involved in like so many like incriminating acts.
Things, yeah.
So that just basically took me there, and that's the decision that you can choose to make. You can choose to make a righteous decision and do something purposeful, meaningful for your life, or you will just become idle and end up doing things that you don't want to do, and it will just put you into trouble. So yeah, I went to prison, and I got sentenced for 3 years, and I spent about 8 months on tag, and I spent a year behind the door. So and then when I came out, I spent the rest of the time on license. But it was when I was inside that I realized that I want to really work on my physique.
Okay.
I didn't.
So when you came back from Nigeria, after staying here for a while, you then ended up getting into some trouble that then ended you in prison.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said, like you said, you was getting involved in like, so what, so you're saying that it wasn't, nobody convinced you or anything like that, but then what made you think to then, obviously you went to Nigeria because of problems and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, which in probably not the same problems that you went to prison for.
No.
But what made you then come back again and then think like, let me get back into this?
Like I said, I feel like it was the craving of wanting to be around the man so much. Like and obviously the things that they were involved in were incriminating. Okay. And I incriminate myself by being around them. Okay. Because I got myself involved in a lot of things that they were doing. There wasn't necessarily things that I was doing because I don't have a track record of doing those things. You know, like I play football. A lot of people know me for that, you know.
So it's because you was around them.
Yeah, I would say so.
Just purely just hanging around them, or was you
not necessarily?
Not that, but was you, let's say,
that's the gateway.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's the gateway to lead into do so many things. And when you're, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but when you are a legendary person, people will want to bring you involved in things. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what happened. You know, people remembered who I was.
And they were like, come.
You know, and then I thought to myself, do you know what? After a time, when I look back on the situation now, I think I lacked that leadership for myself at the time. You know, I needed to remember my purpose, and I didn't. And I think that comes from idleness, like when you don't have nothing to do, when you don't have that motivation to do something purposeful, like you will end up, it's just like basically like if you don't follow your dreams, you'll help someone else build theirs. You know, it's the same kind of concept, and that's what it was. So I ended up doing some regrettable things that I had to learn lessons from, and I went to prison. But again, I used that situation I was in to benefit myself. I stopped smoking at the time. I started working on my physique so tenaciously. Like I started working out with some Russians. This is how it all started. I was in Pentonville.
Okay, before you get into that, so you've never been to jail before then, innit?
No,
so
I've
now
never been to jail.
You come back from Nigeria, all of these things.
Right.
So now your first day in jail, like when you found out that shit, I'm about to actually now do some time, I've been sentenced, I'm about to do time. How was your first day in jail? Like how is it like walking into the jail? Like
I would like to think that I come from a righteous family, and basically me going to jail it's almost like not an abomination, but
it was a disappointment.
It's a disappointment. It was a major thing,
especially after
all of that. You know,
you think that you've changed now.
Yeah, basically. But this is why I believe that therapy and follow through is very important for people, because if I had realized certain things, I would have understood that I'm following certain patterns again that would lead me in certain ways. You know, and that naivety, you know, when you're young, can lead you. That's what I'm saying. When you've got a lack of guidance around you, it can lead you to do things that you don't even know what you're doing, basically, you know. So when I went to prison, basically, I learned that I need to start taking care of myself. I'm in this situation now. I can't take it back. I've gone through the whole phase of being in Africa. Now I'm going through this. And what I had gone through in Africa really had built me up to withstand me going to prison, because I'm not going to lie, me going to prison was a walk in the park for me. Like, it was nothing compared to what I had gone through in Nigeria at all. Like, I had gone through, so I had fights with my uncles. I had times when I didn't know what was happening the next day, like just the anxiety. Like, there was so much I had to deal with that I don't believe over here going to prison had matched that level of distress, you know. So when I was there, the only thing I was really distressed about, my sister had a baby and I wasn't able to be there for her and the baby. So that's the major thing that really got to me. Like, I didn't really have any issues with people, didn't really have any issues like that in general, you know. So time just kind of went on, and then I realized I need to take care of myself. So this is when I started to start working out. I started working out with some Eastern Europeans. We started doing loads of cardio together. That's how it started.
In jail, basically.
This was in Pentonville, yeah.
So you see, when you walk into jail, was in there like another pressure to hang around with certain people, or
no?
What mindset did you go to jail with? Like, as in, I'm just going to do my time and mind my own business. How did you like? When you went to jail, how did you go in? Because people always think that when you walk into jail, there's these guys that are just going to walk up to you and be like, yo, well, why did you come in here? And you have to say, I came because of this. And then all of a sudden they make you like choose whether you're with them, and they start bullying you. Like, explain, like, how is Pentonville like? Someone like, let's say someone now that knows they're about to go to jail for the first ever time, explain. The first time going to jail, how is like, what they do, like, you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what, personally, like, I didn't know what prison was like. So I never had anxiety about prison. I just didn't know what to expect. I was basically just taking each step of the way as the way it comes. When you go through the process of going from the circle van into the jail, when you're doing the whole registration into a holding cell, from the holding cell transitioning into, I was just taking it as it comes. I didn't really know what to expect, but I knew that I'd never had any issues with anyone like that. And I knew that I could hold my own if I had to. And I knew that I was a humble person. So I knew I'd be calm, to be honest. Like, I trusted my energy. I felt like I'm the kind of person, you look me in the eye, you're going to know whether or not, like, I'm real or not, or whether or not you want to take it there or not. I felt like I believed in myself in that sense. So I wasn't necessarily scared or anxious to that point. I just thought, you know what? You've been through so much. Embed that into yourself right now, because you're stronger than this situation. You can come out of this. You're probably going to be in here for a year and you'll be out. Then I look at situations around me, 16 years here, 10 years here, 4 years there, and I think to myself, bruv, you're good. Right. You're out next year, fam. Forget about it. Stay out of trouble, you're done. That's my mentality at the time, I thought. And
also maybe because you already had kind of that same type of feeling when you was going to Nigeria back then. So when you went there again, it was all it probably was for you, just to let me just adapt to life in here.
Exactly, like adaptation. So what going to Nigeria had built for me is the power to adapt, you know, to literally like just assimilate with your surroundings and become one with it and understand, you know what, there's not much you can change but yourself and your mentality. That's the most thing that you can change. That's the best thing that you could change in this situation. So when I stepped into that situation of going to prison, I was equipped mentally to deal with it, and I don't think everybody was or is, and that's to them. But this is where you can benefit from a situation. Like, you just have to change your perception from it. And then for me, again, it was the best thing that happened to me, because I learned fitness. I learned the importance of taking care of yourself, and I've literally ran with it since then. When I started working out with these Eastern Europeans, they showed me the importance of cardio. That's how it all started for me. So that's the reason why when I'm training my clients, I'll take on new clients, and when I'm doing fitness, I incorporate a lot of cardio-based exercises, because we have to get the heart pumping. You know, we have to train it as a muscle in itself, you know. So I'm all for the weight training and pumping iron and all of that. But cardio is so important for me, especially because that was the breakthrough for me, you know, like combining that and really testing yourself without any equipment, just your own body weight equipment, and then using that to really gauge where you're at. If you do burpees for 60 seconds, for a minute, you can see whether you're fit or not. You know what I'm saying? If you do burpees for 90 seconds now, it's going to test you and see how far you can go. If you do burpees for 5 minutes, it's going to push you to a limitation that no other workout can really do. You know? So it's like, it's so important for me. So this is what I choose to incorporate in the beginning, and more time, like maybe we'll do 20 minutes cardio before we get into some sort of training, or 15 minutes cardio before we get into some sort of training. Not everybody likes cardio. Sometimes you need to tailor it around. not everybody needs cardio as much as others. So you just gauge it. And then, just along the way, I started meeting some really inspiring people. My physique got really good because I stopped smoking. And obviously I was just eating and sleeping the time as well. So I came out 13 stone. And for me, that was really good. You know, I had weight on me. I was decent, you know, and I felt good about myself as well. The most important thing was the confidence, the self-confidence that I had built for myself. Like no one had done it for me. I had literally done it on my own. And funny thing is, I had a few codees. I had a few friends that got sentenced with me at the same time as well. And I realized not everyone wanted to take care of themselves as much as I did. And
were you lot all in the same place?
But not at the same time, because I was spread around the country sometimes. So sometimes I'll be with them, sometimes I won't, sometimes it depends. But when I was around them, I realized you can't force them to do things that you want to do. Like you want to take care of your health. You want to look good so that you can feel good, you know? So, and they don't necessarily want to do that all the time. I had one friend that would work out with me sometimes, but it just didn't have the same passion. Eventually, do you know what I mean? So I just thought, you know what, fair enough. You do you, and I'm going to definitely just do me.
This is why I always say I was doing exercise. I'm not no personal trainer, but I can give that advice that, bro, when it comes to exercise, fuck that. I need to do it with someone. I feel like that shit slows you down so much,
definitely,
bro. Like it just slows you the fuck down. I need to wait for this person to go gym. I need to wait for that to go this.
Honestly.
Just go yourself, bro. Just go yourself and just do something. You know what I'm trying to say?
Literally. When you depend on people for this type of thing, like you're basically setting yourself up to fail.
Failure straight away, bro. Because if that person doesn't go,
you're dependent on that person.
You know what I
so
mean?
As soon as that person's mood changes or something's happened, that's deflective on you now, and then now you're in the same position that you was when you woke up.
You know what I mean?
So you can't be around people like that. When you're on a fitness journey, you need to be strict and you need to understand
on your own vibe,
thing.
on your own time.
And if people can match that energy, by all means, come true, let's go. Meet me at 2 o'clock. Let's do it.
Yeah, if you're not there at 2,
if you're not there at 2, I'm still gonna make it.
You know what I'm trying to say?
That's on you now. I'm not gonna slack because of you. And this what it is that recently, I've just had a baby, and I've been working out with my cousin a lot, especially last year, and in between the time of like my child like being delivered and obviously her being born, my cousin would send me pictures and videos, and he would ask me sometimes, yo, you got a minute to work out? And I'd be like, nah bro, you just go ahead and you do it. Like, you do your thing. And it just shows me the importance of like being an individual and being accountable for yourself, you know. So, and this is what's important. A lot of people like to buddy up, they like to take motivation from here and there and whatever. It all comes from within. Like it literally all starts from within. When I went to prison, I was skinny. I've had a decent physique from young, but I was very skinny, bro. Like I didn't have like thick legs or anything like. So by the end of that fitness journey, when I came out, I could say that I'd done it by myself, for myself, with myself. And it just gives yourself this self-confidence that, you know, if you're the type of person that you feel that it's too much accountability to be taking that on, then get a personal trainer. That's fine. That's okay. Like what I understood about this profession and personal training is that everybody has their own expertise. And this is what I like about this field, is because you should allow people to do what they do, basically. Like being a personal trainer has shown me the importance of staying accountable for someone, and that's not their job. I can't expect them to be recording exactly what time they've done and I can't expect them to tell me the calories or that's my job
to see.
You know what I'm saying? To see and then give them the information, taking away that stress and alleviation, because people don't want to work out because it's too much sometimes. Too much information. They don't know what to do. When they start, they don't know how to gauge it. Then you know what I'm saying?
They don't see the difference straight away, so you just give up. Like, people
but
work
if
out
I'm
for
your
a week.
PT and I've got numbers showing you the difference in that you've made in between a certain time, you know what I'm saying? That's going to boost your morale eventually. And you're going to look at me like, I care about your well-being. This is your well-being that I'm documenting, and you can use this for your benefit. This is on you. So people need to understand the importance of being an individual and the importance of allowing someone to be accountable for you when necessary as well. So
okay. Yeah, so like you said, you went through your fitness journey through going to jail. So when you were in prison, you met these Eastern Europeans. You started doing your exercise. I know Eastern Europeans, them lot, they're about their exercise as well.
They're about the cardio too.
I know they're definitely about it. Their cardio is serious as well.
Yeah, very.
Because I remember in gym, Like that's why I'm talking a little bit about this individual thing, because I started wanting to lose weight properly in like 2019, innit?
Now, you've been doing well. I've been watching your journey as well, bro. I've been watching you go on your jogs and that.
Hard, bro.
I love that. I love that. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I love that.
Because in 2019, I went on holiday in Ghana for the Christmas time, but I came back. Probably, I think, the heaviest I've ever seen myself. Like,
Mad.
I'll look at my pictures, I'm thinking, nah, this is not how I want to look. Like, everything was tight. Everything was thingy. So I was like, you know what? Let me try to lose weight. Right. So 2019 January, I signed up for gym. I was going gym and that regular. Like, I was going like every day, 5 days, trying to eat healthy, everything. But I wasn't losing weight the way I thought I would. Exactly. Because I remember that I was going gym every day, blah, blah, blah. But then I would jump on the scale. Let's say when I started trying to lose weight, I was like 114 kg. But I remember in 2019, by like maybe July, going to August, I'm weighing like 110. Actually, sorry, when I started, I was 118. And I was still weighing like 100. And then by July, it's like 6 months on, I'm still weighing like 114, 113. So I was thinking, what am I doing wrong? Like, do you get it?
Yeah, this is exactly.
What am I doing wrong? So I just couldn't get it. And then when the lockdown happened, I stopped, innit? And then when the lockdown happened, I just stopped, blah, blah, blah. But then something made me think like, now, to be honest, I used to see one guy, shout out my guy Snoop, innit? I have to shout him out because he's the one that really motivated me to start this thing properly. Because I used to see him every day, he's jogging, innit? Every day he's jogging in the morning, innit? So I used to think, this guy just lives down the road from me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Every morning he's going jogging, he's lockdown, we're not doing that. So I messaged him and I said, you know what, bro? Now, it wasn't even the jogging I started. I saw him every morning, he was doing like, lifting weights in his in the front yard, innit? And I used to feel like, you know what, fuck it, I'll come join you, innit? Because I ain't doing shit. Even if I just lift a little bit, it's something. So I came with him, started doing it. We started doing it every day. And then he was like, he wants to run, innit, and lose weight because he was too heavy. So he wasn't lifting weights no more. So I was thinking, bro, I've been coming with this guy lifting weights. Why am I just going to sit at home and let him run? Let me come with him, innit? Them times, I've never run like
I've never seen
I've never done none of that in my life, innit? Do you get it? Like, the furthest I've run, I don't even know the furthest I've run, bro.
I don't know the furthest you run still.
Like, most time I run a bit and I give up. Like, even though the dog's chasing me, I'll run and give up. Like, I remember one time a dog was chasing me, bro. I ran, and while I was running, I was thinking, bro,
oh my God,
I'm about to give up, so if this dog's gonna bite me, let me have my breath, at least I can fight a bit. I'm not gonna get bit by a dog when I'm out of breath and I'm weak. So I always used to give up. But I remember I stopped running and the dog ran past me. And I was like, shit. I remember that day, bro. Some neaty, bro. I can't even get into that story. Some neaty let his dog off on me and one guy. Bro. Listen, this was Romford Road, main road, bro. He let his dogs off on us,
Problems.
We were running. My boy, he ducked straight into some barber shop, And I was like, you know what? I can't run like this guy. This dog's gonna get me. So let me just stop, let the dog bite me and fight it, innit, with strength. Instead of me fighting, the dog biting me when I'm tired, I can't fight because I'm tired. So I stood there ready to fight the dog and the dog ran past me, innit, because my boy was running ahead, so he chased the guy instead. So I was like, rah. So I just started walking the opposite direction. So during that time when we used to go jogging, I remember my first day jogging was fucking hard, bro.
Of course,
Summertime, like hot. Like, I'm running, like I couldn't even run from like, bro, I couldn't even run for 2 minutes without stopping. I'll be walking. But then I didn't give up, innit? I never gave up, like. And that man would always leave me, innit? Like, he would run and leave, man. Like, first he used to wait for me. But then I used to think it's not fair, innit? He wants to get to his thing, innit? Like, every time he's running, he has to wait for man. Like, I'll tell him, nah, don't wait for me. Just do your thing, innit? I'll thingy, innit? So then, eventually, as I kept doing it, I kept going every day. I used to go Monday to Sunday, like, no stopping. Eventually, bro, in 2 months, I lost so much weight that I couldn't even lose the whole of 2019. From August to July, I dropped like at least 10 kg.
Wow.
You get everyone started seeing me like, yo, bro, you looking different. You looking like everyone started saying it. You know what I'm trying to say? And I remember, bro, I was a guy I can't even run without stopping for 2 minutes. Now I'm running 5 kilometers all the way through. No stopping.
See that?
Nothing. I steady paced. Doing every kilometer like 7 minutes every kilometer. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Whereas before 1 kilometer, I'll do that in 15 minutes.
Of course.
You get it? So then I clocked from then. I was like, rah.
If you but as well, this is another thing that I want to advise people to do when they're on a journey of fitness. Write down your goals and write down your results at the same time, and see whether you're on course and see whether you need to make any changes in between, and make sure you have some sort of goal to set. You know what I'm saying? So that you can gauge the journey, you know, and when you do have those numbers, they can be motivational as well, because you look back and then you understand what you've done, and you know that you've not wasted your time. Sometimes when you can't physically see the difference,
he does
demotivate you to like, think, what is this, bruv? I'm trying my hardest, I'm spending money even, and it's not working. So sometimes you need to document what you've done, so that you can see sometimes the results won't show physically straight away, or if this is too much for you, get a personal trainer that can do these things for you. Get a decent personal trainer that knows their stuff and that has time for you and will document all the necessary requirements, so it keeps you on course. You'd be surprised these numbers can...
It does.
I used to weigh myself on the body machine, right, when I was in jail, every month. I used to do this once a month just to see my body fat percentage, and I had a goal to decrease my body fat. I think at the time it was on 19%, and I got my body fat down to 6%.
Oh, wow.
6% body fat, bro. And this took a couple of months, but I saw each month it could drop down. I'm on 12, I'm on 9, I'm on 6 now. And I think to myself, this hard work pays off.
Pays off, yeah.
And without that, I wouldn't know, because I still look the same. It's like the muscle's still there, the fat's still there even, but it's diminished a bit, but you can't necessarily see. These are the incremental gains that we need to document so that we know, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely do agree with you on that, because me, I use an app, the Under Armour app. I use that, and that's what I use to track myself. Like, I go back to when I first started jogging, and if I go to when I'm now, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
I come a long way, bro.
Of course.
Keeping consistency is definitely an important thing.
And then you can look forward to the future and say, okay, this is the beauty of it as well. When you get to a certain place, you understand that it never ends. It never ends. Okay, now I want to increase my flexibility. Now I want to work my calf muscles. Now I want to get bigger rear delts. So you can always like pattern and find a way to recreate yourself.
It's true, because even me now, I'm at the stage where I'm trying to build muscle. I'm doing push-ups and stuff like that. I remember a time I couldn't do 5 push-ups.
See that?
Now, people used to always laugh at me. I used to feel bare sad. Like, I used to feel like, how can I be a man? I'm 20 years plus. I can't even do 5 push-ups, bro. You get it? My little brother and them do bang push-ups, bro. Like, they'll be banging push, wake up in the morning, bang. And I'm thinking, shit, I can't even do 5. I said, nah, I can't live my life like that, man. So I start practicing. Eventually, bro, I can do push-ups now 2 inches from the ground. You know what I'm trying to say? Even people that are slimmer than me can't bang as much. I've done push-up thing with guys who are lighter than me, and I beat them. You know what I'm trying to say?
And that's why you should always believe in yourself.
In yourself, yeah.
And don't give up. Like, because no matter what you see out there, like you see Instagram and all these other Instagram models of this and that and the other, and it is making you feel like, oh, I could never achieve that.
Yeah.
You change that mentality.
This is even coming to my next question. Like, what, as a personal trainer, as a fitness player, what do you think about people that go to doctors like lipo and all these fat transfers? And what do you think about people that do that? As someone who has...
I mean, to each their own, innit? I can't say that it's a wrong thing to do. Like, if you're so bent on doing something, then who am I to take that away from you? I just believe in the natural process in things. Okay. You know, I mean, I say that now, I've got bleached hair, but but to be fair, when it comes to the physical side of things, I believe in a natural process, you know, and I don't necessarily condone it, you know.
But
what can I say? People always will do what they want, especially in this world that we're living in, man. I would just say that if you wanna reach a certain fitness goal and you think you're never gonna get there, try a personal trainer. Try someone that knows what they're doing, someone that has a proven record. Go to them. Trust them. If you've never done that before, try it. And even if you have done it before, try it with somebody else. Everyone's different. We all have different methods as PTs. Like, there's so many people I can recommend to different people, because I don't do specific things that other people do, you know. So find someone that has a niche in what you want to do, and believe in them and believe in yourself, and don't give up.
I ain't gonna lie, I always used to think PTs are fucking extortionists and shit, but later on I clocked that, bro. What they're doing is a hard job, bro. It's not an easy job, because getting a PT, paying them, let's say if you're paying them $400 a month, for example, you're expecting them to get you to where you want to be. If you don't get there, that's on their neck, you know. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's a hard job, and even you yourself, you got to think about trying to push your own self to do something it's not easy. Imagine someone else trying to push you to do it. Because now you're thinking in your head, why are you telling me what to do? Don't talk to me like that. Don't do that. Don't do this.
Well, obviously, as a PT, this is why it's important to walk the walk. You know, I don't believe in the PTs that tell people to do things that they can't even do themselves. Don't tell me to do a handstand if you can't do a handstand. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, people really need to walk the walk and be genuine in what they're doing as a personal trainer. And this goes out to personal trainers out there that are trying to help people. Make it natural, make it authentic. You know, don't be someone that you're not. Don't sell dreams to people. And this is what drives people away from fitness. When you sell them a dream, when you tell them something that is unrealistic, you know, when you give unrealistic goals and you create a setting that is just demotivating, you can be that pivotal point in changing that person's life. So take it on as important as you would take yourself, but even more so, you know, and walk the walk, you know, like take care of yourself as a personal trainer. Make sure you train all the time as well that you're meant to be training. And keep that fire going because people look into you, you know. And this is the reason why I keep my content flowing. No matter how, if 2 people look at it, I don't mind, because do you know what? It's showing that consistency that if you follow the same, you're gonna end up like this. For example, you can reach your goals, and there's no way that I'm doing it and you can't as well. You know, if I'm working out almost 365 days of the year, and you've seen like my Insta and my Snap, or I never seen my Insta, but you see my Snap, and I work out a lot, and it's not to boast or brag or whatever. I'm just showing you can do it too. I'm human like you. Like, I'm coming from somewhere. I have a journey just like you, and I post pictures and stuff, and people might think that, oh, I'm full of myself. It's not that. I'm just showing you that, look, this is what you can do. Yeah, you can do this too. And in the back of your mind, you're just being in denial, and you know, just take responsibility.
There's also like a big stigma. I always thought like that as well. That personal trainers, they always like to take people's girls away from them. And well, I said that I'm always paranoid about that shit. Like, you know, when your girl says she goes to a personal trainer, bro, because I can't lie. If I was a personal trainer, I think there's bad things too. That's what I always think. Like,
you say this now, but it's not like that. You say this now.
Come on, bro. Girls must throw themselves at you, bro. Because you personal trainers, you don't got the perfect. You don't know the fitness, and girls love a fit guy. You know what I'm saying? So, and you're spending every day with them, maybe an hour, 2 hours, or 2 times a week with them, wherever, bro.
I focus like it's your agenda as a person. I feel like if you're the type of person that mixes business and pleasure, you're going to end up in that type of scenario. Personally, I don't do that. I don't think it's good for business. It doesn't create that longevity for my portfolio. So I rather just keep it business related. And whereas I'm in a relationship now, that wouldn't even come across my mind anyway.
So how does let's say, okay, you say you're in a relationship, how does your girlfriend take it? Because bro, there's girls bending over with tight clothes.
No, of course.
There's some girls, they're not every girl that probably comes to you as a client is overweight or
definitely.
body's not in shape. There's some they have their body in shape already, but they just want to get to a certain place or build a certain muscle. So how does your, like you said, you have a girl, how does she feel about when you're...
I've got clients that are physically endowed in a lot of manners, like, with all due respect, they're physically endowed, right, yeah? But this doesn't take away my love life, you know? Like, I feel like once you're in a certain space with someone, do you really want to compromise that for a temporary thing? You know, I don't feel like that is a question for me when it comes to clients, especially, you know? So I'm very comfortable in that, and I think my partner knows that, of course, the fitness game is very, what can I say, like, how can I say this?
Basically involves... like you're gonna be in situations basically.
It involves a lot of physicality. Let me just put it this way, right? Yeah, a lot of body work and a lot of visualization. Yeah, so I have to look at the woman's ass when she's squatting. I have to see that she's doing the right squat or not, the right form. But then how I do that in a professional manner is telling in everything, you know. And for me to be able to run my business for 3+ years shows that, okay, I'm in it for the business. I'm passionate about people's health. This is what's the most important thing for me, you know. Previously, like before my relationship, I might have a situation where people want to get to know you more outside the personal training thing, and that can be a little bit risky. But again, I just don't believe in mixing the business and pleasure. If you've got a client, treat that as your client. If you've got a link, treat that as a link. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So also, what would you say do people need to do to stay healthy? Like, before we go, give us like an advice, like an overall advice on what someone should do individually to start their fitness journey, or what they should do. Do you think someone should just wake up and say, yeah, let me just get a personal trainer straight away? Or what do you think people need to do to take their first steps into getting into having a healthy lifestyle, or like losing weight, like just a better lifestyle?
I wouldn't say get a personal trainer straight away. What I would say is do your research, and start from within. So maybe do things like this. Understand your routine. Understand your eating routine. Understand your sleeping routine. Understand your daily routine, your working life routine, and your leisure life routine as well. Understand how you're going to fit in your fitness regime in this plan.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I would say, understand the food that you're eating. Understand what you might even be allergic to. Maybe have a test of foods that are that your body may not be able to take. Research on foods that will help you in what you want to do. Let's say you're going through a muscle recovery process. Go through and understand diet in foods that will help you in that muscle recovery process. Let's say you want to build muscle and just to get bigger, for example. You know what I'm saying? There's different types of food for that as well. If you want to get leaner, there's different type of foods. We all have different body types as well. You know, so research your body type, whether you're ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph. Understand your body type so you know your metabolism, because this is going to play a major part in the nutrition as well. So really come to this point of understanding of self, and then realize what you want to achieve. You know, try to have a visualization of what you want. Is it bigger legs that you want? You want bigger shoulders? Is it a better full body that you want? You want to increase your flexibility? What is it that you're trying to achieve? And tick these things off, write them down, and then that's going to be part of your plan. So before you go anywhere, you already
got these things
have a fundamental basis of what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost like you want to go to the shop, you have a shopping list. You know what I'm saying? You know what you want to buy, you know how much you want to spend, you know what you're on basically. You're not just going picking random things off the shelf. And that's what a lot of people do when they go to the gym. They just see that, oh, I might as well try that then. You have to honestly know what you want to do and stick to it as well. This is why it's important to have some sort of plan, because you know that, okay, I can grow from this. I'm going to do 3 sets of 12 on this. I'm going to do this session. Next week, I'm going to up it and do 4 sets of 12 on this. You know what I'm saying? And that way you can really see the incremental gains that you're making. Time to get a personal trainer now. You need to look at your financial position. Does this make sense for me financially? Can I sacrifice this? Or do I have a surplus amount to afford a personal trainer? You need to understand the rates that you're going for as well. Then why do I want a personal trainer? What is it that is preventing me from reaching my goals myself? So now I'm paying this personal trainer. Now I know exactly why I'm paying them. And they're going to obviously tell me their own services that they're adding to the thing as well. So I know that I'm paying them to be more accountable for me. I know that I'm paying them to help me build bigger shoulders within 3 months. You know what I'm saying? They have a set goal, and you know exactly what you want from that person. So get somebody trusted, get somebody proven. You can get someone that has just stepped into the game, but what do you expect? You know what I'm trying to say? It's almost like the level of value of what you want to pay for. Do you want to pay for a trainer that knows exactly what they're doing, has got 5 years experience and will come into your life and make instant changes? Or are you going to pay for a personal trainer that maybe offers a lot less, you know, but will stay with you on your journey, and you know what I'm saying, like will build as you're building as well? You know, do you want to put your trust in that type of person? So there's different type of levels to it as well. Get someone specified. If you know this personal trainer does calisthenics and you know that you want to do Pilates, you understand, then go for the Pilates instructor that does that individually, because don't waste time, don't beat around the bush. And understand that sometimes you're not always going to have an amazing relationship with your fitness professional. It's a professional thing that you're doing. People like to take this leisure approach of fitness when, to be honest, it's a serious thing. Like, just allow the person to be an expert in their field. So, and that's pretty much it, to be fair.
Yeah, that's actually a very Like even some of the things you just explained, I'm even taking some tips for myself just there as well.
Yeah, of course.
It's true. The one I'm definitely gonna take in is the one you said, write down what you did before. So let's say if I did 20 push-ups, write it down so that you know how you're moving up.
So you know, and you can literally use that to grow. So you know that you're gonna do 20 reps of push-ups this time, and tomorrow you're gonna do 20, and then tomorrow you're gonna do 20, the day after you do 20. But next week you're gonna try and do 25 3 days in a row now. Yeah. So you're really growing. You understand how you're growing as well. It's not just like this fluctuation of results and effort. You know, you want to give a constant effort. You want it to be rising slowly and steady.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and also, so obviously talk a bit about what you offer, like the services that you offer, so that if anybody wants to contact you and you know what I'm saying, wants to get more advice than from what they've heard, that if they're interested in what you were just saying and trying to like get into personal contact with you to see how you can also help them into. Yeah, just talk about like where they can get you and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing what I do for 3.5 years now. I specialize in general personal training. Also, I specialize in calisthenics and boxing.
Okay.
So, if anyone's interested in doing these things in particular, like getting shredded and really like testing out your physique in an aesthetic way, then I would say for the calisthenics part of it, I'm really good for that. Boxing, I've got experience doing that. I've been doing that for about 2 years now. Okay. I think people find that really fun because it's a different type of fitness exercise, and it really works so many muscles that are needed to be worked. So if you're interested in getting into something like that, it's really intense as well. So it's different levels. So even if you're a beginner and you just want to like step into it, beginner's guide, we can go through it. If you're quite more advanced and you want to work on technique, agility, speed, I'm really good for that as well. But yeah, general fitness and losing weight and building muscle is obviously a part of my regime as well. I'm coming from a background of working in a residential gym area.
Okay.
And also working in a public gym as well. So I've had different type of experiences and another city gym.
Okay.
If that makes sense, yeah. So different type of areas and demographics of people that I've been training. So I'm open to all types of people to train, but only with people with the right mentality and know why they're doing what they want to do. I can say, I want to end this like, I train for the longevity of my health. I want to be able to be 50, 60 and feel young.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that's naturally going to make me look young as well.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm on. I don't want to be an old man and look better.
I want to be able to go for a run with my kids.
Trust me.
And not feel any type of way about it.
Like what Rio Ferdinand said, I want to be able to wake up, go for a run, come back, and my kids are just waking up to go to school.
You see that?
So that my kids can see that type of hard work. You know what I mean?
So what you have to do is propel your mindset into the future and understand what you really want to achieve. Like, literally what you want to achieve. Like, I want to be able to go for a run with my kids at the age of 45. I know I'm not going to be able to do that without 15-20 years of consistent training. So that's my goal. That's what I want to do, and be able to look good. Like, it's all good and well having muscles and stuff, but I want to work on my cardio so I feel good as well. I want to work on my flexibility so I feel good. I've got the right posture. So understand what you want to do, and then stick to it. And then you understand as time goes on, you'll have new goals as well, and things start to creep in. We get older, we change. You understand? So we might want to create small changes along the way as well. So just be mindful of that as well. And you'll be an inspiration to the people around you when you stay consistent as well. They see that you're taking care of yourself, that you love yourself, and you take it serious as well. And there's a difference in someone that takes care of themselves and someone that doesn't. There isn't an apparent difference, to be honest.